Hobart City Demons would
Welcome to North Hobart Oval for a massive clash. This one is a true 8-pointer between two teams right in the reckoning for final spots. The Hobart City Demons full of confidence after a big upset win away at Launceston Arena, and the Launceston Blues, who dealt with the Tigers very, very nicely indeed last weekend. Your call team this afternoon, myself, Damien Gill, Chris Rowbottom, and the ever-insightful Cam Brown. Gents, good afternoon.
Good to be with you, Gilly. Really looking forward to this one. Whether or not the weather plays a part is the big question. Dark clouds looming over North Hobart Oval as we speak, and we saw Hobart City Demons really use their leg speed to defeat Clarence last week. So how a wet track might contribute to this game and affect their game plan is what I'm really interested in this week.
Brownie, you have something for us, you always do.
No, I think Rowy's hit the nail on the head there, and yeah, good afternoon Damo, Rowy and everyone that's watching on the stream this afternoon. But yeah, look, a ripping contest I would think today, Hobart City and Launceston, and the form line's pretty good, isn't it, with Hobart City defeating Clarence last week, which I think was pretty good for the competition, boys. We were probably thinking maybe Clarence and Glenorchy and North Launceston might be a little bit ahead of the other group, but you know, Launceston's form's been pretty good, and Hobart City will be looking to continue that this afternoon. So interesting, yeah, the weather will play a part, I think, today. Launceston, first time I've seen them, boys, but for me their strength is definitely in the midfield. Hobart City, though, certainly got some really smart half forwards that can kick goals in the likes of Williamson. Willis has been in pretty good form too. Blake Grant has kicked multiple goals over the last few games, so it'll be fascinating to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, it is a fascinating game, and I said off the top it's a true 8-pointer because there's only a game between these two teams, and Hobart City Demons, they'll be looking to prove that last week wasn't a flash in the pan and that they're really a team that can step up into the top 5. But they've got a tough task ahead of them because Launceston, while they haven't been able to match those teams above them, they've pretty severely dealt with those below them so far this year. So very interested to see how this one plays out. Interested in your thoughts, Rowie, on who you think the key players will be today?
Oh, it's hard to go past the big guns for Launceston, and we talk so much about Sonny Whiting. Containing him up forward will be a major factor for Hobart City going into this game. If they can keep him to 2 or 3 goals, that'll go a long way to them winning this game. Jay Blackberry's a gun midfielder, obviously. Jordan Harris I really like running sort of up half-back for Launceston, and obviously Sam Lonergan, how he goes today will be really interesting to see. You would have thought that Hobart City would put a fair bit of work into Sam Lonergan on name alone. I'm really interested in the ruck battle too. Hamish Leedham up against Charlie White, 2 of the better rucks in the competition. Who gets their midfield first use there? That'll be really important. If Leedham can get on top, I think Launceston probably have the slightly better midfield, and they'll be able to get first use and get first option inside 450.
Interesting player too, Leedham, boys, because he was a second string ruckman to Groningen for much of last year, but he's really improved and come a long way this season. He's pretty handy below his knees and at ground level. So and Charlie White is a really athletic type for the Hobart City Demons and has been in really good form. I don't know whether you're a bit surprised, boys, with the state squad and only 1 player from Hobart City. I know the coaches, Kane Richter and the like, were probably a little bit disappointed with that. I don't know whether you thought there should have been more in that squad, but that did catch me off guard. I must admit, they only had 1 player in that group.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I guess the squad was picked after round 3, and if it was picked now, it may be a different case. So I think they're having a look at a few others, and I wouldn't be surprised, Brownie, if they do get added to the mix, the likes of Willis, Williamson. I mean, Will Campbell's form's been terrific.
Charlie White too.
Charlie White as well. Yeah. He's a likely type. So
the other one that Rowie mentioned too off the top, Sonny Whiting, not in that squad, which is interesting. But he's a pivotal player today. I think he's kicked 22 goals for the season and can kick big bags. He kicked a bag of 6 this year and a bag of 7. But the other pivotal player for that is Nathan O'Donoghue. I think he plays an important role. Just takes a little bit of pressure off Sonny Whiting, so he'll play deep for North Launceston today, wearing the number 15. We won't miss him, boys. He's a big player and played a lot of footy over the journey in Tassie and also in the mainland. So he becomes a critical component of the forward line today.
Looks like Jaden Charlton hasn't got up for this game, boys. He was named on the team sheet, but he's been replaced in the side by the looks of things by Mitchell O'Neill. I was looking forward to seeing how Jaden Charlton would match up this week. I thought he might have gone to Lonergan and really matched him for that inside grunt as that similar type of player. I was looking forward to that, but he hasn't got up for this week, boys. So a bit of a blow to Hobart City Demons, who are probably already behind the 8 ball a little bit in the midfield.
It's going to be interesting to see how the midfields go about it, which is what you said a bit earlier, Brownie. But there's a couple of Hobart City Demon midfielders that are in good touch, particularly Ryan Matthews. Fear the beard, he's been in good touch indeed. And interested to see how he goes head-to-head against some guns, because he's finding a lot of the footy in recent times.
He's a really consistent player, isn't he? And so hard at the footy. You know, can win it in contested situations, and has, I think, provided a little bit more outside run to his game over the last couple of seasons. So he's been their most consistent player this year, as he has been for a number of seasons. Been a great recruit since coming across from Aspley, and as Rory mentioned, young Mitchell O'Neill, his first game today. So congratulations to him. He's some Virgil's college boys, and ex-St Teresa over in Moona. His dad actually played a bit of footy going back for North Hobart many years ago, James, so he'll be here watching today. So we wish him luck, young Mitchell, who's been involved in the state junior programs today. And Kane Richter's not frightened to do that, boys. You know, if the young kids are in form, he'll give them every opportunity.
Well, we've seen someone like Bailey Walker play pretty much not skip a beat since being their 1000th player in round 1. He's played pretty much every game.
No, I don't think he's missed a game.
Well. Yeah, he's played really well. So, yeah, you're right. Not afraid to play the kids, and they've come on quite a bit just in a short time frame at Hobart City Demons. Interested to see where the coach Kane Richter actually applies his trade, because he's played mostly down back this year, but the last couple of weeks has thrown himself forward. So very interested to see where he does line up.
Yeah, I think with Hugh Williams back in the team after missing the first few weeks with that hamstring and sliding into the Demons' defensive unit, has allowed Kane to maybe shift forward and provide another option. They do need some experience up forward and a goal kicker, and he's been able to do that over the last couple of weeks. He hasn't hit the scoreboard in a big way, but he's just another matchup up there. He's a good, experienced player who can obviously play the game, so he would be keeping opposition defenders on their toes. So it's been a good move in the last couple of weeks.
He creates a headache, doesn't he? And I'm just going to put it out there. My boy today, Rulla Kelly Mansell. I love the way he goes about it. A real live wire in there, forward 50, Launceston. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he does today, because he keeps defenders busy. There's no question about it.
Well, he's an interesting player, boys, isn't he? Because he played with South Launceston and was a premiership player, and we saw him play down back. It was pivotal in that Mitch Thorpe-led South Launceston side going back a few years ago. What was that, Rowie? 2012, 13 or something like that from memory. But yeah, really competitive player. Went to Deloraine for a couple of years, and I think was tied up with Rory Mansell and going across there. But he's come back this year and playing a new role up forward. And as you said, Damo, very competitive type. If he doesn't mark it, he'll bring it down to ground. So look, really excited about this one, boys, because as you said, Gilly, it's an 8-point game, but if teams are going to be pushing up towards the finals and wanting to make top 4, top 5, well, then they just have to win these sorts of games against each other, ironically.
Yeah, they're two teams with genuine finals aspirations, and Hobart City in particular, they'll really have their eye on 5th spot on the ladder and locking that in. Beating teams like Launceston, who are around them on the ladder, is pivotal to not only getting into finals, but to winning finals football as well, should they make it that far this season.
No question at all. So, players just getting ready. We're not far away from our first bounce here at North Hobart Oval. Not too much rain just yet, boys, but I expect to see it come tumbling down throughout the afternoon. Conditions will no doubt be a factor. And all the guns pile into the middle. We see there for Hobart City, we've got Eddie Cole, we've got Matthews, Campbell and White. So it's a star-studded mix with Leadham, Lonergan, Blackberry.
Great player, Blackberry, boys, isn't he? Beautiful left foot kick, and he's so damaging because he can go forward and kick goals. Looks like he's lining up on Ryan Matthews in the centre square there. Among a number of players too. Maple starting forward for Hobart City. We've seen him play down back over the journey, but he's a versatile player. The son of Michael Maple, of course, so he's been in pretty good form, kicking multiple goals and among the best players pretty regularly. And looks like, boys, both teams are playing one loose. Launceston have got a player behind the footy, and so too Hobart City by the look of it.
First bounce, Chris Robottom.
So, ball slammed into the turf. We're away. Leadham won the tap. Blackberry got it out of the middle. Kick forward. It's a scrubby one. Meant firmly. Hobart City now, chance to rebound. Player assesses his options and finds a man out on the wing. So good start here to Hobart City as they look to build and go forward. He's got a man half forward, spilt the beans. Williams hooked him up in the tackle. Chasing the ball towards the boundary. Was kept in there. Still in play.
Handballed it out there, Rowie. He's found Blake Grant.
The umpire thought it might have been in play, but it obviously wasn't. And we'll have a boundary throw in it. Left half forward for the Demons. So in it comes. Leadham gets front spot. Down straight to Campbell. He's immediately claimed though. We'll have another ball up. Early
touch there, boys, for Sean Willis. We know he's a very good cricketer. Swung on the left foot there, just tried to hit Blake Grant and couldn't quite hit the target.
Up they go, and it comes down for Blackberry. He sweeps out a kick looking for Kelly Mansell in the midfield, and it's won well by Harris on the boot going forward, and it's Sonny Whiting. Comes out to claim it. Nice strong mark. Good physical pressure coming. He just puts it out in front of Kelly Mansell over his head. It's in the pocket. It's coming long and strong and looking for none. You can't claim it. It trickles out of play for a throw-in deep in Launceston's forward line.
It's had too much space there, didn't it? That ball inside 50, boys. Kane Richter wouldn't be happy with that. The Launceston player had plenty of time to assess his options.
So a big fist from White, and that goes directly out of bounds. So another stoppage. Chance for Launceston here. Look to swoop off the work of Hamish Leadham, if he can give them first use. And maybe find a target inside 50, if not snag a goal. So it's a shallow throw in. White got to the front, won a ball out to Cole, couldn't shovel out the handball. Chance here for Launceston. Blackberry, Cole again, gets it out, but it's chopped off quite definitively. And it's Vandervelde with the mark. A little dabbing ball inside is good. Finds Smith. Smith just assesses his options and just decides to go deep inside 50, and a fantastic mark taken. Extended the Dukes. Roller Kelly Mansell, Gilly's man.
So here he is. Tell you what, it was a lovely lead from Kelly Mansell. Just found a decent couple of metres on his opponent there, Brownie.
And it's good build-up, wasn't it? Vandervelde, who normally plays on the opposition's best tour. He played against Mitch Thorpe in round 1 against Devonport and did a pretty good job. Was able to find Smith, and as you called it, a beautiful lead and kick and opportunity for the first score here coming up, boys.
So Kelly Mansell sends it on its way. Looked pretty good off the boot. And Launceston kicked the first of the game, and there's a little bit of feeling in that one too. So Kelly Mansell slams it through. He has one. Launceston have one. And it's the Blues, 1 straight 6. Hobart City yet to score.
So Kelly Mansell, you just got a decent look at what he's all about. He doesn't mind a bit of the niggle, and he's pretty comfy in front of goal as well.
Young Bailey Walker with a job on him at this stage, I'd say, boys. He just lost touch there, and he was able to get a clear run at it. Kelly Mansell, so he just needs to tighten up on the lead there, young Walker.
Ball up, won by White, the way of the Demons, but it's Blackberry first to claim it. Tumbles it forward. Kelly Mansell again, what a pickup. Looks out to the left, only Demons there, and it's White who gets it on the boot. He hasn't got a nice piece on it. It's won well by the Blues through Shepherd. Hands inside, it's claimed by Big Good to Campbell. Hot soup, looks forward. It's won by Donnellan. And it's down in a contest. They'll wrap him up. No, it's tumbled out. Blackberry just gets it out of the pack and finds Kelly Mansell. And he'll line up for goal number 2 as the Blues look to take an early advantage here at North Hobart Oval.
Proving a handful up forward. Kelly Mansell, he's taken 2 grabs and, as you say, kicking for his second goal early in the piece. Such a good size, Kelly Mansell, isn't he? He's got height, he's got hops, and he knows how to find the footy, providing headaches at this early stage. So Kelly Mansell, deliberate sort of approach. Kicks on its way. Might have just tugged that one, and he has. So he has 1-1, so to Launceston.
Jay Blackery already, boys, with a lot of touches in the first 5 minutes here, particularly from stoppages. Just that left foot kick out of stoppage situation is hurting Hobart City.
So Bid Good resumes things. It's claimed brilliantly off the pack by Matthews. Short ball was good. Found a player who copped a little bit of treatment on the way through. Grant resumes things. A little scrappy ball inside 50, looking for Williamson. Gathers it. Shakes off a couple of would-be tacklers. Little ball inside is good. And he finds a man in Barwick. So immediate response here from Hobart City.
Brownie, how on earth did Williamson find that much space in forward 50? He was all on his own.
It was a smart play by young Grant. Blake Grant is in good form, wheeled onto the left foot, but you called it, had a lot of space. He's very quick too, Williamson, and just had the presence of mind to spot someone up.
So Barwick just cannons one into the post. Would have been nice for his confidence and for his side to hit back there, but they'll attempt to lock it inside 50 here, although Launceston resume things quickly and Vanderveld marks in the back pocket. Just kicks back across goal as they look to create something here. Launceston, man out wide, takes the mark, resumes things immediately, but it's chopped off by Matthews. Not a great kick inside defensive 50. Matthews.
Too far out here, boys. You'll have to spot someone up.
Pops it up, and that's a good lead. Finds a man.
Grant
and that's
again.
Blake Grant. So he's having influence early too. Tight angle here though. This will test him.
If you look at their goal kickers, boys, I think I had a look at the list overnight. Williamson, Grant and Willis, all with about 9 goals each coming into this game. So they do have an ability to bob up and kick a couple of goals each. And you'd think if Hobart City are going to win this game today, they're going to have to get multiple goals from a lot of those type of players that we've just mentioned.
It's two of their smaller players that have had shots on goal so far. Blake Grant sends his ball on its way, and it's a good-looking kick. Umpire barely had to move, and the Demons hit back.
So there we go, the perfect response, boys. The Demons hit back nicely. Blake Grant having early influence. As to his Ryan Matthews, he looks in a mood, I reckon.
Well, Rory called it well in terms of the small forward line for Hobart City. There's not a lot of height. Kane Richter's going back deep forward as we speak, but those guys that we mentioned that do kick the goals are very quick players, very fast. Willis is a quick player, so too Williamson and Blake Grant. So good start for Hobart City. They needed that goal.
So Leadham wins the tap, straight down the throat of Lonergan, who shook off a tackle and got a ball forward. Looking for that man again. It fell off hands. Williams might have been held, and umpire says he was. So Hugh Williams, the skipper, sees something he likes out wide and hits the target. He's got Williamson on. Kick wasn't great. Beautiful pick up though on the half volley. Williamson just shakes and bakes. A scrappy ball along the ground. It wasn't his finest. Handball over the top now as Launceston look to build. Go inside 50, and they've got Whiting on the lead. And I think we'll call that a few times today, boys. Sonny Whiting takes the ball on his chest, and he'll kick for his first goal.
There's two things we're going to have to get used to. Leadham wins the tap, and Sonny Whiting out on the lead, I think.
Already having an influence, Leadham. A couple of big clearances, and Leadham to Lonergan is the connection they'll be after, and the one that they did get just before. So Sonny Whiting sends the ball long, and you heard the grunt. He wasn't too happy with it. And the result is a minor score.
Straight off the boot, he wasn't happy with that one, was he?
Launceston 1-2-8. Demons 1-1-7.
So out of defence they go, and it's a long roost outside 50. A pack forms.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good clunk, who have we got there? It was a nice mark. And it was taken by Johnston, I think, as they move it forward. It's shifting nicely.
Willis is on here, boys.
Tumbled inside 50, and it's Williamson. He tries to get it over the back. A few blues around him. Sits for Grant. He can't gather. Still up for grabs. Who's first to it? It's the Demons. It's Grant again. It's Carl who sweeps through the congestion and gets it on the boot and finds his coach, I think, in Richter. No, it's who we got there? Huey Williams.
Nice early.
Huey Williams strolled forward.
Nice early touch too for Mitch O'Neill. It was a scrubbery kick, but he got his hands on the footy and just squared it up. And
so Huey Williams plays on, threads the needle, and the D's kick another. They take a lead here at North Hobart Oval.
Yeah, interesting move here, boys. Huey Williams getting deep forward. kick that goal. Let's see where he's heading back now. Looks like he's heading back to half back. Not a sight we're used to seeing. Hugh Williams drifting forward and getting on the score sheet.
Caught me off guard. I thought it was Kane Richter just out of habit, thinking a big man up forward for the D's. But yeah, Huey Williams, and he did it nicely, and now all of a sudden the Demons have a lead.
So up it goes again. Leadham won it down. Lonergan tracks it. Campbell won one off the ground, but it went straight into the hands of a Launceston player. The umpire's going to call it back. Kicking in danger, I think, was the call. Might see Lonergan win the free. So the Will Campbell kick off the ground was deemed illegal. Lonergan resumes things, has Williams. He opts to go inside 50, looking for Kelly Mansell again. And he takes the mark, so he's having a big influence. That's his third mark inside 50. And he'll kick for his second goal of the afternoon.
Bailey Walker's played every game this year since his debut in round one, boys, but he's got his challenges at the moment, as you called it, Rowie, 3 marks inside 50, so potentially a change of matchup, or they might show some faith in the youngster.
So Kelly Mansell. Kick doesn't look too bad, off the boot, but won't make it all the way to the goal line. Well, it did, but it was punched through for a minor score. Launceston.
It's a tough matchup, that Kelly Mansell one. It's a matchup that the Blues are liking at the moment, aren't they?
It's one that the Demons, you think, might have to sort out because he's causing real headaches. So Launceston will look to go inside again here. Net solidly. Ball out. Long, deep ball inside 50, looking for a target. Hobart City player got in front. Here's Smith, I think it is. Had a flying shot on goal. But it was out of bounds on the fall. So just peppering here.
Jay Blackberry finding plenty of the footy early, isn't he, Brownie?
Yeah, he's a dangerous player, particularly inside 50, but he's such a beautiful user of the footy, boys. As good as anyone in the competition at spotting up a target. Young Smith there, that's probably his issue. Kicking, he wins the footy really well, but can be a little bit untidy by foot on occasions.
So you just see Nathan O'Donoghue take a big clunker, and they'll look to go inside 50 again here. So Hobart City will have to withstand this assault. Look to do so. Kohler was claimed, but won a handball out. Richter couldn't gather it. Hands of Launceston City now. Another ball inside. Dangerous long ball. Hobart City unable to get back. Handball up. Still fighting to work it out, and they might get lucky here. Blaisley tracked the footy. Might have won a free kick, no. So inside they go again, looking for a mark. But it was a big grab taken by big Charlie White on the last line of defence. So he resumes things quickly, and they'll look to get out here. They're at left half back.
Left half back indeed. The D's just struggling to get it out of their back 50. Plenty of numbers around. Switch it up. Inside they go, and it's with Cowie. He moves it, but finds an opposite number in Hodge, who just gets it nicely, looking for Whiting. It's punched away. It's still there for them though, the Blues, as they harass Campbell in to win the ball. It's one out instead. Nicely by Downey. He gets it on the boot, but it's offline. Another behind for the Blues. Hugh Williams of the senior variety gets it moving swiftly. Out looking for Kilpatrick. He's dealt with, and he'll get a free kick for his troubles.
So Kilpatrick, he's at right half back. Just opts to kick up the line smartly. They got in front, the fist came. And it was from Joe Boyce. So a lot of experience there as the interchanges flow freely.
You mentioned Joe Boyce there, premiership player at Launceston Boys, spent some time away the last couple of seasons from TSL footy at Old Scotch, but he's come back in a new role, normally a small forward, but he's been playing down back a lot this year.
He's been a mainstay in this Launceston team over the journey. As the ball, this is tracked to the boundary, Campbell won it, rode the tackle, scrapped out a handball. O'Donoghue's there, just in a little kick around the corner. It'll work out well because he finds a man in Hodge. The ball up the line is good. He finds Shepherd. Shepherd hugging the boundary line. The ball inside is also good. He's savage. He pumps inside 50. Fly at the back. Another fantastic grab taken, and guess who? Roller Kelly Mansell is putting on a show up forward. He does need to convert this one, boys.
Needs to put it away, but jeez, you gotta love watching Kelly Mansell go about his business. He's an exciting footballer. So Kelly Mansell here strolls on in. If he kicks it, I'm gonna get excited, boys. In he comes. Should be able to thread the needle off the left and through the diddle. Kelly Mansell with his second. He's up and about, and so are the Blues. They get back in front here at North Hobart Oval.
Yeah, deliberate build-up from Launceston, and they're starting to realise that if you kick it in the Roller Kelly Mansell direction, there's a fair chance he's going to get hands to it and bring it down, and if he doesn't take the grab, he's going to bring it to ground.
The boys are in a young Walker too. The Launceston players certainly gave a little bit of lip at the time, and I just think it's probably time for a match-up. Maybe you go with Williams down there, because I think that's 4 marks inside 50. I think you've got to make the change.
It's funny you say that, because they've just made the change. Williams to Kelly Mansell here, so Brownie all over it as White wins the tap. They win it out. It's with Matthews. He shrugs and gets around a couple, but he's caught, and it'll be Launceston ball through Blackberry. He's having quite the influence early doors.
So Blackberry, he'll look to go forward once again. Just assesses things and opts to go short. It's a good ball. Finds that man Lonergan. He moves things on immediately. Guess who? Kelly Mansell couldn't take the mark this time, but won a free kick. He was held on to by Hugh Williams.
What you're saying there is they're hyper aware of Kelly Mansell now, aren't they, boys?
Yeah, absolutely. And he's probably a little overzealous there, Williams. It's okay. So the short ball is good. He has a man in Hodge. He's too far out to score. He'll probably just look to pop it up to the top of the square, although he might be just lining things up here. Miller Hodge. So originally named as an emergency, this would do a great deal for his confidence. Right on the apex of the 50 and the boundary line. I tell you what, good looking kick. Didn't quite make the distance. City Demons looking to just work it out of defence. Cole worked hard and did well. Found a target, although his teammate almost spilt the beans. Well, he didn't. He took the mark, but then played on. So interesting. Back to Williams. Usually good with ball in hand, but he's turned it over too. So they're just struggling to clear this defensive area. And another inside 50 to Launceston, but that one's picked off easily. And the short ball is good. And he finds a man in Sammy Caswell. He moves things on too. And they should clear here, Hobart City, and they do. So Richter has it at centre half back.
Richter on the boot, gets it moving. As Williamson, he tries his trademark little jump, but unfortunately he's interfered with his opponent, which was O'Donoghue on that occasion. O'Donoghue nudges it into the middle, seals Lonergan into a bit of trouble. He had Eddie Cole right on his back. A little contest here. They emerge with it, Launceston, through Smith. Tumbled further forward, this time Shepherd. But it's claimed to the relief of the Demons. It was Charlie White, but his kick leaves a lot to be desired, trickling through for a behind.
Yeah, you probably don't want your ruckman kicking across goal. Defensive 50. But Williams is usually pretty sure, although he's just popped that one up. He's given Launceston every chance. White unable to take the mark. The Blues look to win it back here. He's claimed though. Little kick out to no one in particular. Power Freeman, little underground handball, found his man, and Hobart City will just look to just temper things here through Ryan Matthews.
He's got a cool head on his shoulders and he heads down the line. Finds a runner in O'Neill, but it's straight back the other way. Pressure on Hobart City's defence. Bailey Williams got a fist in. It's won by Lonergan. He tumbles it forward. It's scrappy stuff here. It's swatted away towards the boundary line. I think it was well enough disguised there, and it'll be a throw in.
Early days, boys, 20-minute mark of the first quarter, but you just sense this is going to be a tight game. I think both teams are up for the contest, and it's just going to be who's going to make the right decisions going forward. Who can be cleaner, and particularly below knees and at ground level.
So Matthews shovels out a handball. Here's Cole. Says it's his options. Clears defensive 50, but that's going to be picked off as well by Boyce. And he sees something he likes, kicks a poor one though. He wanted O'Donoghue, but it's chopped off by the Demons. They have a chance now. They go forward, tumbling ball. What can they produce? They've got a man on the end of it,
Williamson.
and it's Williamson.
That bit of play, boys, is where Hobart City are so dangerous. They just run forward, and it was a turnover, and away they went, and some really smart players with ball in hand there. Willis was on the end of it, and now Williamson, when he's got that sort of space and just the goals in front of him, he's a very hard man to stop.
So it was an open forward line. Williamson found the space. Kick looks pretty nice, and Williamson kicks his first. And the Demons wrestle back the lead here at North Hobart Oval. As the dark clouds roll in, we might want to see the lights turned on here soon because it's getting pretty hard to see.
It's an awfully gloomy North Hobart Oval. You're not used to seeing it look this way, but you're dead right, Brownie. That quick movement from Hobart City Demons, they just look lightning when they get it moving like that with fast hands. And Willis, he hasn't had a lot of it, but when he has, he's looked good so far in this one.
That's the dangerous of the press. If your press is pushed up too high, then you can get caught out the back.
So, Rucks go at it. Demons winning it down, and Lonergan got the kick out of the centre though. Mark couldn't be claimed. The Blues will track it to the boundary here. He's harassed though. Little handball was good. He spilt the beans. So they look for the boundary, and we'll have a stoppage here as Miller Hodge is wrapped up. Minded his game so far.
So there's none in the ruck for Lonnie. I think we've had a bit of confusion on the ruck side for Lonnie. We'll get to that in a moment. Comes along in, fisted away. Little pack forms. They merge with it, looking for Sonny Whiting. He's been well clamped down on so far. We'll get it out. Campbell wraps one up. It's won well by Nunn. And straight into the arms of a Launceston Blue, and they can put away another one. Decent little period here, and they can hit back to regain the lead. It's Chris Savage back in the side for Launceston, their skipper. This would be a good time for the skipper to deliver. Lines up. Distance, absolutely no problem. 20 odd metres out. Should thread the needle here. Goes back, kicks truly. And Launceston with a quick reply. They're back in front here at North Hobart Oval.
They wrestle back the lead, and I'll be happy to be taking an advantage here because they probably had the better of the play. It's certainly had more chances inside 50. It's taken an experienced head in Chris Savage to thread the needle. So Launceston, they're 3-5-23, lead Hobart City 3-1-19. We're a little over 23 minutes gone in the first term. And as we say, the rain isn't quite here yet, but it's very, very dark here at North Hobart Oval. So Rucks go at it, another clearance for Lonergan. He's had it on a string, kicks to half forward, ball unable to be won. Nobody could cleanly gather it. Lonergan was in there, claimed by Campbell. Working hard in the clinches, but umpire raised the whistle to the mouth and blow, and we'll have another stoppage.
Interesting to hear the honest assessment of himself, Gilly, in terms of Sam Lonergan during the week about his form, and just felt like he wasn't ready to commit in terms of, for the state team, of course. Said he'd only played the one real good game this year.
He's playing a decent one so far, as this one's tumbled out of play by Eddie Cole. In the ruck situation, by the way, boys, I called Leadham a few times. I don't think he's actually there. I think he might be the laid out that we're wondering who it was from Launceston. Can't spot 24, but none is rucking, which would suggest that they're probably without him. So it'll be a kick in for the Blues.
So we're a little bit late on the uptake with that one.
Yeah, we were indeed.
Yeah.
None.
I think we just expect Leadham.
Gets plenty of it. Looking in the Kelly Mansell direction. It's swatted away. And it's socked from the paint of 50. Eddie Cole with a boot looking for Willis. He batters with a couple of Blues. It's wrapped up nicely. Wrapped up nicely indeed by Nunn. He's been in the thick of it. As I said, doing a bit of ruck work, but this one O'Donoghue again. So yeah, definitely confirming Leadham not there. O'Donoghue Taps down, looking for Blackberry. He's been busy. He's wrapped up here and wrapped up well. Tumbles the way of Launceston, but Matthews might be first to get it. He is. He picks it up, finds Campbell. Campbell spins and does nicely to find Willis. So his quick ball movement on show again. He turns and burns, looking for Williamson, or maybe even White. It comes down and the Blues battle away. Williams in there for them. It's extracted nicely, and it was extracted by Bidgood, but he couldn't get on the boot, so it'll be another ball up.
So ball up here inside Hobart City's forward 50. Donahue was in the ruck there. Gee, Blackberry might have been caught holding the ball. Umpire said play on. It's tight in the clinches. Nobody can win a clean possession. Hobart City just trying to work the ball. Launceston now get the clearance. So here's Smith, I think it is. Moves the ball forward, but that'll be chopped off by Liam Azzopardi at half back. And he just retreats. Hugh Williams will have the ball in hand as the quarter-time siren goes. Launceston with a 4-point lead there, 3-5-23. Hobart City Demons 3-1-19. An entertaining first term here at North Hobart Oval.
An entertaining term indeed. Both teams with decent little patches of possession and dominance and territory. I think Launceston have probably impressed me more, but what we've seen on show is Hobart City Demons' ability to quickly get it over the back and really hurt teams. Willis and Williamson and Blake Grant all having nice bright moments, but it's been the midfield of Launceston that's been particularly impressive, the way they're able to win the ball out of the contest. And then Kelly Mansell forward of centre, he's been the man, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, Lonergan is giving them first use out of the middle. He's probably had 5 or 6 clearances, and Kelly Mansell's taken 3 or 4 marks inside 50 and jagged a couple of goals too. They made the move about 2/3 of the way through that first quarter, and you didn't see much more of it after then. But Launceston, you feel, are on top, but Hobart City able to score on the break, which is their game plan, what they've been able to do so far this year. So it's a real battle between 2 opposing game plans and a really intriguing battle to watch.
Brownie, your thoughts on an entertaining first?
No, I think you summed it up pretty well. Launceston obviously look dangerous when they can get the high ball in. They hurt Hobart City, particularly Kelly Mansell with some of his marks was a real highlight, particularly early in the first part of that first quarter. But Hobart City, when they do have that quick, fast ball movement, they can run forward pretty quickly, and they deliberately do that, boys, so they've got a lot of space to run into, and if they can get it over the back, then they can cause some headaches. But I just wonder, at this early stage, Hobart City, the depth in that midfield, they do rely very heavily on Matthews, so it'll be up to some of the other guys in there to give him support, because we know, Lonergan is an outstanding player at this particular level. Rundle hasn't probably got going yet, but you certainly expect him to work his way into the game. Shepherd, Blackberry, these sort of players are certainly going to win some of the footy, so that's for me where Launceston might have a bit of an advantage in this game moving forward. But you just sense it's going to be a really tight game. Hobart City are in good form, they're playing at home, so certainly wouldn't write them off, but look, a really entertaining first quarter.
Yeah, it's lived up to what we'd hoped it to be so far, really, hasn't it, Rowie?
Yeah, it has, and we probably needed to bring our binoculars, boys, because we were calling Hamish Leedham for about half of that quarter before realising he wasn't actually out there. But they were winning first use out of the ruck, so regardless of Leedham being there or not, they were winning the ruck duel. Charlie White went back at one stage and was just being used as a bit of a plug as Launceston looked to move the ball in towards their attacking 50, and they were doing so pretty heavily for a period there. But Hobart City, to their credit, were able to stem the flow, and they got a little bit lucky with some wayward kicking. Launceston 3-5 to Hobart City's 3-1, yet they only hold a 4-point advantage, so that'll probably be a focus in the Launceston group at the moment, converting their chances, because they have had the run of the play and the more chances inside 50.
Just go through the goal kickers quickly before we have a bit of a break. Kelly Mansell's kicked 2-2, being inaccurate. Blake Grant on the scoreboard for... the other goal for Launceston was Chris Savage for the Demons. Blake Grant, Hugh Williams Senior, and Williamson, they're the goal kickers for the D's. An entertaining first quarter, no doubt about it. This one's shaping up as an absolute beauty. Stay with us. We'll have a quick break now and be back for the second term. Back for the second term here at North Hobart Oval. Slender 4-point lead for the visitors. Launceston peppered the goal in that first term, but weren't able to make the most of it. 3 goals, 5. Raleigh Kelly Mansell, the star of the opening term. So, about to get back underway.
So O'Donoghue, he's made the move into the ruck. In the long sleeves. He'll be up against Charlie White. It'll be an interesting duel for the rest of the afternoon. Lonergan and Will Campbell matched up in the middle there. I think that's Eddie Cole and Sam Rundle. Ryan Matthews and Jay Blackberry. So juicy matchups all around as the umpire raises the footy and the siren sounds. And the second quarter is underway here at North Hobart Oval. It was O'Donoghue who won it down into the hands of Lonergan, who got it back to O'Donoghue. His kick was smothered. Matthews just tracked the footy and won a handball out. It was poached though, as Launceston win the clearance. They do that and go forward. They've got a man up there. Fist was good, but it was straight into the hands of a Launceston player who slammed it through, and Launceston have the perfect start to this second term.
I think it was Jake Nunn, boys, on the end of that one.
Jake Nunn is the goal kicker. That all happened really quick, and I must say, hard to distinguish both teams with the navy blue back of their Guernseys.
Really good work in the stoppage there from Sam Rundle. Just intercepted the handball and just in traffic. He's always been a smart player. Played at Devonport Boys, I think in that losing grand final going back a few years. An ex-Mariner. He's played a lot of footy now. And a good player for Launceston.
So ball is slammed into the middle of North Hobart Oval. O'Donoghue won the tap, but only as far as a Hobart City player. And they'll get out here again, and it's Smith who finds Raleigh Kelly Mansell, who's worked his way up the ground. He has the footy on centre wing. He'll look to just go in long and strong. Matthews is sitting underneath it, got crunched, couldn't take the mark. Hobart City emerged with it. Handball was good. Kick across goal is a dangerous one because it ends up in the arms of Sonny Whiting, and that is exactly what you don't want to happen when you're trying to clear from defensive 50. It just went up in the air, and it was Sonny Whiting who benefited from the kick. So a real chance here for him to get on the scoreboard. He does exactly that, kicks it straight over the goal umpire's hat. He has his first, and Launceston have 2 quick ones to start off this second term.
Similar situation and build-up to the Savage goal in the first quarter, where it was just a hack forward out of the stoppage, almost a bit of a chaos kick. And again, a player like Sonny Whiting, he just had too much space on that occasion. He's smart, knew where the drop of the ball would be, and all of a sudden we've got a 16-point ball game. Boys, with Launceston kicking 2 goals in the first 2 minutes to open up a handy break to start this second quarter.
The hard work that Hobart City did to keep things nice and tight has been erased here as Launceston, they go forward again. This is becoming worrisome for the Demons. Little tap over the top, was looking for Whiting, but Hobart City should clear here, and they do that. So, man, left half back, he's got a man on, but the kick is chopped off. He wanted Richter, but it was O'Donoghue getting in front. Little ball inside is good. Finds a man in power for him. He just stops and props. Opts to just get it in again, and why not? And Whiting loses his man and takes a mark in front of the eyes. So their delivery is improving, and they're making use of these 450 entries, the Blues, as Whiting looks to line up for his second goal in as many minutes. You don't want to light a fire under this man, because if you do, he's very, very hard to stop. So in he comes. Not too bad looking kick. The umpire had to work to minus score. So Hobart City Demons off the hook as Whiting misses. Just pushing that one across the face of goal. That's a dangerous kick. Campbell rode it off the hands, got it off to Williams, worked a little 1-2. Campbell now kicks to centre wing, looking for Grant. Fist came from behind, gathered by the Launceston player. Here's Savage, dragged off it by Matthews. Williams couldn't win the footy. Hobart City just trying to work it. Lonergan scrapped a kick out, and it was a fortuitous one as it landed in the arms of Downey. Kick in borders good. Launceston are good here. No lock to move it. Nice and quickly forward. Man out wide. Takes it on his chest, below his knees. So Launceston looking to go inside 50 again, and they find another man on the lead, and it's Whiting again starting to get real separation on his opponent. Third mark in about 3 minutes. Brownie, what are you seeing here?
A lot of experience coming out now with Launceston. I mentioned Rundle with a few hands, with his hands on the ball there, and it was Corey Shepherd, a stalwart of Launceston Footy Club, who beautiful delivery, and Whiting with space to run onto. Should make no mistake.
Whiting just not punishing Hobart City Demons at the minute. He's had 3 shots on goal in the past couple of minutes. He's only converted one of them. As Hobart City look to just pump it long into the centre square. Lonergan read it best off hands, dodged and weaved and got a handball out. Matthews, he won a handball, back to Lonergan. He was claimed immediately. Hobart City just can't win the footy. Kick inside 50, chopped off by a Demon, and he might have got one high. The Demons defender did, so they'll win a free kick. Probably just look to just hit a target and slow things down. The Demons looking to work it up the middle of the ground. Savage flew in front, worked it down. O'Donoghue, handball out. Kelly Mansell couldn't gather it cleanly. Richter came in hard. He couldn't gather the footy either. Hobart City working hard.
Free kick.
It's a free kick for holding. They look to make their first forward 54, eh? Touched off the boot. Williams will have to go. Working hard was Richter, who got it back. Little ball inside from Cole. Couldn't find a target. Working hard, Cole got it back again, and he's claimed that it might have been high. The umpire said it'll be a Launceston free kick.
Was it for a fend-off, maybe?
Might have been a high fend-off there, and it's Jake Smith who will arise with the footy.
Concerns for me, Rowie. Hobart City a couple of times have gone forward to Blake Grant, just a small play. They do miss that long, tall target down the line.
Speaking of tall targets down the line, it was O'Donoghue, but he infringed his man in Charlie White. Just hands in the back. The umpire was all over it. So, you mentioned that small target. White finds a man.
Haven't called him much, Maple, have we, boys? He needs to get involved.
Maple, he could be one of those targets. Kick, just the outstretched arm of the Hobart City player. Williams, what a handball. Richter working hard. He was dumped over the line, but kept it in. Really need to convert this chance here, Hobart City. Blackberry's working hard. He keeps it alive for his side. It's at right half forward. Tumbling ball. Just thrown on the boot there by the Launceston player. Donald couldn't get in front. That's just thrown on the boot back the other way. So it might have been out before, but no, the mark was taken. Either way, Launceston will have the kick. They can't just break this 450 perimeter at the moment, Hobart City. That's just sent straight up the line, and White might have worked his man underneath the ball, so O'Donoghue gets a square up. And he has it on centre wing broadcast side. To just go long as the rain threatens. Looking for a man, read beautifully by Rundle, but he couldn't gather it cleanly. Scrappy footy at the moment. Handball one out by Lonergan. Here's Savage, who kicks inside in the Whiting direction. Kelly Mansell couldn't take the mark. And the ball still alive. Hobart City to work it out of the fence. That's a risky old handball across the face of goal. Gee, they almost made a real meal of that, the Demons.
Need a goal here, Rowie, don't they, Hobart City, just to stem the flow a little bit here. It's been all Launceston in this second quarter.
They're really tightening the screws here, the Blues. As the rain threatens, there's already a little bit of precipitation. Footy will be wet. It's one down. Snap around the corner from Kelly Mansell. Wasn't bad, but good purchase. Fist came, trapped by Williams. Little handball over the top, couldn't find a man. And that's holding the ball. So Hobart City look to reset here through Hugh Williams. He just kicks towards the outer side. You can see out there, that's Ryan Matthews has taken a mark on his chest. Umpire says no. He's going to call it back. So he needs to go back behind his mark.
Yeah, been a free kick, I think, to Blake Grant off the ball, Rowie.
So Grant will take the ball. Short ball inside. Risky again. Gee, they're doing some risky things. Hobart City couldn't find the target. It was Cole. Launceston will go inside 50 again. Williams is there. Couldn't take the mark. Off hands and he'll track it over the boundary. Umpire says throw it in. Whiting wasn't happy. He wanted a deliberate call. I think he was maybe fishing there. Sonny Whiting. So deep in attack for Launceston. The goal here would really hurt. Rucks go at it. Matthews emerges with it, sells a little bit of candy, gets onto his non-preferred, and the kick is good. Finds a man at left half back. Hobart City with a chance now. Here's Williamson. He decides to play on immediately through the middle of North Hobart Oval. Little kick over the top isn't bad. He's got Willis running on. He dribbles a goal through. So the Demons get one against the flow. And that's what they've been trying to do all afternoon.
Rowie, that's when they most look likely to score, in those really fast, quick ball movement and getting onto their quicker players. And we saw it there. It was Willis with the presence of mind and also Williamson. They combined their dangerous players. I remember the last game of the season against Lauderdale played here last year. They got 10 goals between them from that very type of play where they were just able to open up the space and they'll back themselves, they'll kick it in front, allow the faster player to run on, and in the end it was a smart goal by Willis, was it in fact, or was it Williamson?
It was Willis, I think, who ran onto the loose footy and put it through as Launceston just worked to get another clearance here, but Hobart City say no, there's a little bit of aggro.
Vital goal, that one for Hobart City.
Oh yeah.
Blackberry makes his way to the boundary in a bit of strike. It's tumbled out, it's won by Matthews, he takes the mark. Patrick ignores that.
Oh wow.
Tumble punt, it was a shocker. Steady Cole in middle of the ground, Ursula square, and he knows what to do with it. Patrick's getting out of trouble there. Didn't look good for a moment. Patrick long to the coach, uses his body well. Richter, Maple has it, stolen from him. A handball out of defence now, Launceston. Lonigan with a powering boot, looking for Downey, punched out and out for a throw in. So the conditions will start to play more and more a part in this one, boys.
Yeah, and Hobart City just been opting for the short ball and the risky kick. Maybe they need to start getting it in long. Getting it over the back of the Launceston defence. Rundle works hard, wins a handball out. Umpire says, no, you took too long. And he says that was holding the ball. So Hobart City just win a free kick here. It's in the hands of Cowie. They look to get things moving. Again, they go short. The kick is good. Went straight through the hands of Maple, and that could be costly as Launceston go forward, but there's no one home. Hobart City through Walker. Tracks it, kicks up the line. Might have been a push out there. But I said no. Wheels around on a right boot. Kicks a high ball to half forward. It's fortuitous. So Hobart City with another chance here. Short ball inside 50 isn't good. Scrubby old ball, one up by Lonigan's. One it back. And he finds Smith. He plays on immediately. Pull the ball out onto the wing is good. And he finds a man in Shepherd. Shepherd pops one over the top. So just temper things here a little bit. I think that's Sonny Whiting who has it on the outer side, a long way from home. Kicks inside 50. Biscay, no, it wasn't Whiting because Whiting tracks it to the boundary. Unable to get to the footy. We'll have another boundary throwing.
They had a real chance before that last forward 50, Henry Johnson. The kick was a disappointing one, entering the forward 50 for Hobart City. That was a real opportunity for them there.
Yeah, really looking for that short pass. It's not quite coming off for them. So, Bucks go at it. Ball one forward into the hands of the Demon. He's tackled immediately. The footy out. Scrappy old kick. Up and down the mine shaft it goes. Hobart City just trying to work it out, but it falls into the hands of a Launceston player in Hodge. And he misses the goal. Tough chance. Demons resume things by just going long and strong up the ground. It's going to be chopped off though. Launceston being claimed, and he was, and that's holding the ball against Alex Wright. Tried to take him on. As Will Campbell will win the kick. Plays on immediately to the coach. Richter spreads it wide. He's got a man on Blake Grant.
You've got to play a free here, boys.
So Grant just goes one way, then goes the other. Opts to go long inside 50. Can they find a target? They do in Williamson, who took the mark. So Williamson held onto the grab in the goal square, took it on his chest, and that's what happens when you go long and direct, Brownie. And find a target.
You're right, Rowie, and Williamson was there for quite some time. At one stage I thought Blake Grant was going to pull the kick and give him opportunity, but the presence of mind of Williamson, smart, ran back to the goal square, the long kick, held his ground and took a really good mark. He'll convert here and make it a 7-point ball game.
So Williamson slams it through, and as you just said, Brownie, it's back to a 7-point ball game. Launceston 5-8-38. Hobart City Demons 5-1-31. We've got a game on our hands here as the rain sets in.
Well, if you're Sam Lonigan and Chris Hill's doing the bench coaching for Launceston, I think you've got to put some time and effort into Willis and Williamson, because they're very dangerous. We've been saying it a few times already. If they've got space to run into, so whether or not you have one, just put one back behind the footy for 5 or 10 minutes, or just you can't let those guys get the footy over the back because they'll kill you.
2 W's causing some headaches, so Launceston will look to put some time in there. Lonigan just wins another handball. He's had a lot of the footy. It's been tough in the clinches. Hobart City, you feel, have just gone up a notch here. A little tumbling ball inside 50 was met solidly. Able to gather cleanly though. That'll be the case for the rest of the afternoon. Still working forward. Mark not paid, not 15. Hobart City with another man over the back. And they really need to protect this because Williamson has snuck out again and kicked another one. So Hobart City go 2 in a row with Williamson kicking his 3rd goal.
How many times are they going to let him go free out the back? Boys, it's going to cost them.
It's becoming a problem, and they're sacrificing a player at Hobart City to sit back behind the ball or in front of the ball and get that one over the top. And Launceston are happy to let it happen at the moment, but they're starting to pay the price because it's really paying off for the Demons. Despite winning the majority of the footy, they're only in front by a single point. Lonigan called his name 100 times today. Couldn't win the ball out, sockled forward by the Hobart City player. And they go forward again here. They got another man out the back, do they? Richter was tracking it. Here's Willis again with another chance, but just missed to the near side.
He maybe had a little bit more time, Rowie. Tell you what was interesting, probably 5 or 10 minutes into that second quarter, Sonny Whiting had a couple of shots at goal, missed them both. Launceston has struggled to score since then, and I think Hobart City scored the last 2 or 3 goals in this contest.
Could have another one here because Campbell has it at right half forward, shrugged off a couple of tackles, but the umpire said he didn't do enough. Held on to it for too long.
Boys, just quickly, scores from around the grounds. Booney leading Clarence, so 4-6, 30 to 2-12, 24, an inaccurate Clarence. North Lonnie under the pump. The Tigers lead them 4-4, 28 to 2-8, 20, so a couple of inaccurate teams. And at the moment, Lauderdale in the second term, 5-3, 33 to Glenorchy's 5-2, 32.
Tipster's nightmare so far. Round of the TSL.
Back in live play is Campbell, shimmies and shakes, just drops it off to Be Good. It's out there for Willis. He's got his old mate over the top. He uses Kane Richter to find him, and then he finds Williamson, who'll turn and burn and just finish off. No, he won't! Unforgivable! Into the left upright.
That's a bad miss from Williamson. Again, Brownie, you mentioned that Willis had more time than he thought before. Williamson had a little bit more time there. He's a little bit casual on that one. Slamming in the post, and what an opportunity that's just gone begging for Hobart City. And I tell you what, Williams might have made an absolute meal out of this for Launceston. He dropped the ball cold. Umpire said play on. Hobart City Demons a little bit stiff not to have holding the ball. They're still fighting inside their forward 50.
Free kick.
And they win a free kick. So an over-the-shoulder free kick will go the way of Hobart City, and it's Wisniewski.
The Wizard.
who's in the long sleeves today, and he has a real chance to extend a Hobart City lead.
This has been on the back of some real strong tackling pressure from Hobart City in the clinches. They've started to win some of the 50-50 balls, that inside contested situation. They're outworking Launceston City at the moment.
So Wisniewski hits the goal, and don't the players know about it? They get around him too. The youngster extends the lead to 7 points. And Hobart City Demons have just absorbed the pressure from Launceston and added a couple of their own.
It's a massive response from the Demons, isn't it? We thought at the start of the term it was looking a bit ugly for them, the way that the Blues shot out of the blocks, but the response has been outstanding. The pace is the big thing to note. The way they're just able to get over the back and just cut them apart needs to be attended to. No question about it. Donahue wins this tap. It's shark by Matthews. Everything going the Demons' way. He gets it out. It's gathered. It was a touch ball. Back the other way, and it'll be Maple.
They've just got to think their way through it here, Hobart City. Launceston City have responded from the coach's box because they've got a couple of guys loose in the back half. So they'll have to be patient here, slow build up, and spot some targets before they launch inside 50.
Sorry, Brownie, is Williams. Just to switch it up. Brave in these conditions, but does enough to find a teammate. And we'll go back again for the other Hugh Williams, the junior variety. Oh, he kicks it straight in the man in front of him. It was Kelly Mansell, but he's got an ally in Campbell, who used the trademark burst and the long booming ball, but it's straight to plenty of players all in blue Guernseys. It's right. He gets it moving out onto the right-hand side, finds Savage. He puts it under Vandervelde's frame and he collects, but he bombs long, and the only one under it
Good mark.
was Will Campbell. Quality player, Will Campbell.
He gets back, doesn't he, for a midfielder? He gets back and helps in that defensive 50. Gee, great kick. It's a ripping kick.
The Hobart City players getting over the top, but they've also got midfielders willing to go back. Will Campbell's one of them. They won't get advantage here.
And again, Hobart City look dangerous over the back. It's Blake Grant this time. Will he run onto the ball? Runs out of tarmac and it's out of play. But again, Williamson involved. This time it was in the centre square. It was a free kick. Advantage was played. And it went over the back, and they look vulnerable again, Launceston.
That's the modus operandi, isn't it, for Hobart City? Because young Cole then took the advantage. It was instinctive. Unfortunately, the kick wasn't quite what he would have liked and didn't give Blake Grant the best opportunity. He was outnumbered there, but you love the way they're going about their footy at the moment.
Great hit down for Matthews. Can't get on the boot. He's wrapped up nicely and will be out for a throw. So Matthews, another one, starting to really flex his muscle in midfield. After early Blues dominance, they've got a good lead here, the D's. In these conditions, any lead's a good one really. It's tossed in. O'Donoghue will sit under it. He does well to hand it out. It's Hobart City through it for a big good. He gets it out with a shimmy. Savage looks to get it moving the Blues direction. Comes to Williams. He fumbles. Does enough to find Rundle. He tumbles it out. They might get a fast burst of their own. They don't, as it's sharked by Hugh Williams of the junior variety. Gets it moving. Picks out his namesake in the Blues Guernsey. Just cools the Jets a little bit. Finds Rundle on the far side. Nudges him forward and finds the skipper in Savage. Vandervelde will be ignored and will go to Waisley. Waisley back to Vandervelde. Oh, a number was coming. It was the pace of O'Neill, but he couldn't quite get in first, so I think they're worrying them with a burst of speed here, the D's, is Vandervelde. This one was a nice chip in the end. Finds Whiting. He's a long way from home. A long way from where he does his best work, Sonny Whiting. He goes the big roost down the line. Pack forms. The Blues are at the front of it, and it was Shepherd who marched it over the line. It'll be a throw-in.
So Whiting just winning the footy up on the wing, trying to just get his hands on it and create something for his team. The The ball is thrown in by the boundary umpire. O'Donoghue one front spot only as far as Matthews, who was claimed in a tackle. Blackberry tried to emerge out of there with the footy. Tumbling ball now. Hobart City have the numbers. Can they win the ball though? They do so, but claimed immediately by Blackberry, who's working hard in the clinches. The handball out of there. It was bid good. Clean hands shown by Launceston, and it's almost a rolling ball type situation here as the umpire says, give it to me, I'll throw it back up, because nothing was doing.
Just trying to work out what's happening behind the footy here, boys. Jake Smith is playing loose, and Hobart City must have the extra at the stoppage.
So, whistle's been blown, it'll be a Launceston free kick. Looks like Sammy Lonigan will take it right in the middle of North Hobart Oval.
Just quickly, Rowie, tell you what, it's dropped a few degrees here at North Hobart Oval.
It's chilly conditions.
She's cool. She's cool indeed. Lonigan with a free kick. He's been good today, Sammy Lonigan. Critical of himself, but he's had a good afternoon looking for Ruller, Kelly Mansell. The skipper across Hobart City to punch it out of play. Kelly Mansell with his trademark sort of niggle. Skipping in the Demons skipper. So throw in here.
So as the rain has lifted, Kelly Mansell has lost the sleeves. Generally goes the other way, but for Gilly's man, as Hobart City look to work it forward, but it's chopped off. Launceston, the kick out wide is good in the hands of Vandervelde, but he wasn't able to take the mark because Richter hassled him out of it. So Launceston still have control of the footy. Here's Blackberry, back to Vandervelde with that awkward kicking style. Goes deep inside 50, but it's poached easily. And it's Charlie White in defence. He looks to get things going. Kicks to a contest. Players fly off hands. Launceston go inside again. The delivery, not so good. Ryan Matthews this time to clear. And so, in the contest, here's Richter. Makes the footy, couldn't claim it cleanly. Pushed off it by Smith. Just gives him a few words on the way past too, but nothing Kane Richter wouldn't have heard before, I wouldn't have thought.
It's a bit of a stalemate the last 5 or 6 minutes here, Gilly. Both teams have reacted, in particular Launceston City. Jake Smith again going behind the footy. They're worried about that one out the back, but it does allow Hobart City with the extra man at the stoppage.
Thrown in, palmed down by O'Donoghue, straight to Blackberry, but he's got red and blue all around him.
Matter of fact, you've got Charlie White now just standing at the top of the goal square, just in that space for Sonny Whiting. So both teams probably gone a little defensive in the last 5 minutes.
So half-time here at North Hobart Oval as you hear the siren blare in the background, and it's Hobart City wrestling back a 7-point lead at the major break. Launceston 5-8-38. They trail Hobart City 7-3-45.
Just hold the phone here, Rowie. But Blackberry fancying himself, go the tall. We did see earlier on in the season when we went to go onto the half-time spiel, gave someone no hope, and they did torp it through. So you just have to watch those ones carefully.
It was Alex Evie.
Yeah,
Alex
I gave him no chance.
At Blunston Arena put one through, but that was a little bit ambitious, I think, from Jay Blackberry. He was 85 metres from goal on an angle in the wet. It would have been one of the great goals, but that scoreline stands. Hobart City Demons 7-3-45 lead Launceston by 7 points there, 5-8-38 half-time here at North Hobart Oval.
How'd you see it, boys? We'll have a quick dissection of the game and then have a breather. How'd you see the opening half of this one? The Demons, well, they hit back nicely, didn't they?
Well, they did, and they kicked the last 4 goals of the second quarter, and it looked a real concern for them early on in the second quarter, Gilly, because Launceston skipped away to a handy probably 15 16 point lead. They kicked the first 2 goals, I think, in the first 2 minutes of the second quarter, and then all of a sudden the Demons, it was a bit of a stalemate, and we kept on saying, gee, they need a goal here just to stem the flow. And then all of a sudden they were able to use their pace out the back, and that is where we've been saying it, you know, for the first half of this footy. It looks so very dangerous if they can have quick, fast ball movement inside their forward 50 and allow it to the likes of Blake Brown and Williamson and Willis, these types of players, to run on. And they look really dangerous and have set up a handy 7-point lead. Launceston reacted, threw a number behind the footy there. Hobart City threw one back, and we had a bit of a stalemate for the last 5 or 6 minutes. But a ripping contest, boys. I just saw Demons in the second half of that quarter their defensive work when they didn't have the footy, the tackling pressure allowed them to put some pressure on the Launceston players, and they responded really well to Hobart City, because I was a little bit concerned early on in that second quarter.
It's interesting, during the week we spoke to Trent Baumler, the Hobart City Demons assistant coach, and asked him how the weather might affect proceedings, given that Hobart City do rely on their leg speed and they're a smaller team, and how they'd go in the wet. And they said bring it on. He said bring it on, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He said let the rain fall, because we consider ourselves a wet weather side. I mean, it hasn't belted down as such yet, but when it did get a little bit heavier, they were able to, that was the period when they were getting over the bat and kicking goals, and they were able to really absorb that Launceston pressure going forward and hit them on the counter-attack. So fair play to Hobart City Demons, who are winning this contest.
And I think a really pivotal move was Williams going back on to Kelly Mansell, because he looked really dangerous in the first 15-20 minutes of this first quarter, but he just couldn't get hold of the footy in the second quarter. We mentioned Sonny Whiting a few times. He had some space to run onto, but a couple of costly misses there. Would have put it out to nearly a 3 or 4 goal game at one point, and then after that they really struggled to score, Launceston City. So it's set up for a ripping second half. What we were saying, an 8-point game, and these teams to make the finals have got to win these sorts of games. To make the finals have got to obviously beat each other in these sort of contests, and it's shaping up for a ripping second half.
It's the start of that second quarter too. Launceston looked to have really come out and lifted up into another gear, and Sonny Whiting had 3 shots on goal, I think, and they had the first 4 inside 50s. I think they kicked 1 or 2, but just unable to go on with it, and we thought, well, here we go, the damn ball might have burst, but it wasn't to be. Hobart City, as I say, absorbed all that pressure. Maybe got lucky with a couple of misses too, but they took their chances, and that's the main thing.
So it was Kelly Mansell in the first and Launceston, but it was Williamson and the Demons in the second. Shaping up as an absolute beauty here at North Hobart Oval. Stay with us, we'll have a quick break now and be back with the second half. Back at North Hobart Oval. This one is a cracker. The Hobart City Demons 7-3-45 lead Launceston Blues 5-8-38. Game well and truly still up for grabs. It's going to be a fascinating second half. To call all the action, myself, Damien Gill, Chris Robon and Cam Brown. A big half on its way, boys. What do we expect?
Yeah, tough to pick this one. The rain hasn't quite set in as we thought it might. There's a little bit in the air, but it's reasonably dry, all things considered. Launceston, if they can take their chances when going forward, because they've had the bulk of the footy in their forward half, they will probably win this game. But Hobart City have proven that if they can absorb the pressure enough and get them back the other way, which they've done beautifully so far, then they're every chance to win the game. Josh Williamson looms as a key, Sean Willis looms as a key for the Demons, and Sonny Whiting hasn't quite got up and going yet. So it's a hard one to pick, a real arm wrestle as we go into the third term.
Good call, Rowan. If we're looking at the Hobart City forward line now as they start their positions, and again it's going to be a very small lineup, and they're playing to their strengths really there. So looks like, is it Kilpatrick deep by the sound of it?
Yeah.
Williamson, Willis, Blake Grant. So they're just going to try and run and carry and get that footy there early. Kane Richter starting on the bench. I don't think he's injured. Maybe to just have a bit of a look at it, but they're going to try and worry. You would think Launceston with that pace going into their forward line, but both teams will get an opportunity with the midfield. They'll both have some dominant periods in the second half. It's whether or not they can take their chances, be clean, be neat with the footy, and hit some targets inside 50.
So Sam Caswell starting in the middle for the Demons as Will Campbell makes his way to the bench, and Charlie White goes up unopposed against O'Donoghue. Won the tap down, but only as far as the Launceston player, and they have their chance to go forward for the first time in this third term. The kick was smothered. There's a Hobart City player on the bottom of the pack, eventually won it out. Is ball still alive? Monaghan. No, an umpire says there was an attempted fend off, but he was caught holding the ball. So footy will be delivered back into the hands of a Hobart City Demon. And it's Williams. Will just go long and strong, looking for a target. And here they go over the back again. This time it's Matthews who tracks it to the boundary. Picked up nicely. Looking for Vandervelde. He's unable to gather, but the Blues have it. It's a good short ball into Smith, who gets things moving immediately. Sexton move things up the wing, through the hands of a teammate. Trapped there by Donnellan. Back to Whiting, a little ball inside, but it's a shocking kick. And it's chopped off by White. Spreads it wide. Teammate was unable to take the mark, but was good enough to shake off an opponent. Kicks towards the wing. Guy says it was out of bounds on the full though. And Williams.
Gilly, the first 5 minutes is really important, I think, for Hobart City, because in both quarters they've been outworked in the first 5 or 10 minutes. So pivotal. If they can get the first goal of this second half, it'll go well on the way to giving them a lot of confidence for the rest of this game.
O'Neill, who went long.
Here we go again.
Out the back again. It's Kilpatrick. He's at the races. Can he find Williamson over the top? He just puts a little dribbling ball forward. Williamson gathers just before the line. Hands out. They've done well to corral them here. It's big good. Shimmies and shakes. Handball's back. Kilpatrick again. Looks to get on the boot. Finds big good. There's a throw. And the Blues escape. That is a big tick for Launceston. As it's out through Blackberry, they escape what looked like a certain goal for the Demons. Into the middle, and it's through Rundle. He gets the hands off and finds Smith. Smith back inside for that man Rundle. Oh, he does well, just brushes off a couple, puts it in. And it's not gathered by the Blues. Instead, it's Bailey Walker who gets it out and finds Grant. The youngster did well. The lovely Blake Grant just pops it up, a little under shot for Williamson. He was looking to arrive late and clunk it. Played in the favour of the Blues, and they'll escape now as it's Lonigan and they're back up. You mentioned there that opportunity to score, and it was young Kilpatrick. He just needed to move the ball quick. He had an option there in Williamson, but he left it too late. Probably tried to keep the goal himself.
So Smith just worked under it. Launceston looking to go forward again. Wants to do so through Whiting, who just pops one up to half forward to a 2-on-1 contest. Best off hands by Campbell, who went into the middle of the ground, missed his target. Here's Williams, who'll track it, brushes off a tackle, brushes off another. A little outside of the boot kick, looking for O'Donoghue. Counter, cleanly in the wet. Now Campbell just kicks around the corner. Will have to be red on the bounce, and it is. Here's Willis, causing headaches. Little tumbling ball inside 50. Williamson got through a tackle, got a disposal off. Little flying shot on goal, back to Willis. Across the face.
Clever play, wasn't it, by Willis there? Just a clever little kick to scramble it forward.
Just got it moving forward and ended up on the end of the Williamson handball and got a shot on goal off, and it was probably a good result here. Get a stoppage.
They've got some smarts about them, those D's. No question about it.
So the D's Mosquito Fleet look to pounce here. They're buzzing around. Matthews has it. He's claimed immediately though. Strong tackle, dispossessed, but went back and got
great effort.
One out of handball. Blackberry working hard for his team. Tracks it towards the boundary. Keeps it in. Launceston get it going through Williams, and that just falls into the arms of Harris, half back.
He's probably a player that needs to lift, Harris.
That's a shocking kick, as you say, that Brownie. He's kicked it directly over the top of his teammate. It's gone out of bounds on the full. So I think that's as a party on the outer side, just pumps it into the spot. Unable to be taken by O'Donoghue, who missed it. Clearing ball now by Boyce. City just still working hard to keep it inside, and that was as a party again. Good little patch from him. He's just wandered down from the back line. Just press forward here, the Demons. One player behind the centre circle.
So when it comes, thrown in, O'Donoghue, he wins the tap. It's Matthews who sharks it, hands it back. It's with Cole. Cole spins, and with a snapping shot, it bounces. Wide of goal across the face. And despite Kilpatrick's best efforts, out of bounds. Another throw.
Ryan Matthews.
Pocket.
Sorry, Gilly. Ryan Matthews, just his ability to hit the contest, really inside and under. Just so much bullocking work for Hobart City.
Reading it well off the tap, Matthews. He's in there again, fighting hard for his team. When he emerges with the footy, he's dumped immediately. And he holds on for dear life. Umpire says, let things proceed. Blows the whistle now. Another stoppage with 15 metres out from Hobart City goal. Here, extending the lead to 13. Really tighten the screws on Launceston. Umpires plucked out a free kick. Which way is it going to go?
The Maple.
Looks like it's going to Maple. So Hobart City with a chance to extend the lead. He's been quiet so far, Jesse Maple. He's been playing down back a little bit too. He's going to move forward and he's won himself a free. So convert this and the lead will be extended.
He's been a goal kicker in the last few weeks for Hobart City. They need him to step up here and put this one through.
Maple strolls on in, puts it straight over the goal umpire's hat, and it's a big time lead for the D's here at North Hobart Oval. They extend it. It's out to 13 points. Huge bit of play, that one, in the mains of this game, I think, Rowie.
So he just missed the free kick, but I think it was for over the shoulder.
I'm pretty sure I picked up O'Donoghue just in the ruck contest, just clipped him over the shoulder, and it's a costly area, isn't it?
Real costly. You need to be extra careful, obviously, when you're 15 minutes out from opposition goal, not to infringe. And O'Donoghue hardens in there from the Launceston ruckman. He's back in the centre, wins a tap down, trying to work it out in the middle here. One of them feeds a handball, clear towards 50. It's a high ball. Plays underneath it. Kelly Mansell couldn't gather. There's Williams tracking it back to the boundary. Gathered it. It's taken over a strong tackle, and there's a bit of heat in that too.
Boys, both teams are going to have to work their way through the opposition's back 50 because we've got a player back, Jake Smith for Launceston City. At the moment, it's Liam Azzopardi, for Hobart City, and Jake Smith for Launceston. So they're going to have to think their way through and spot up targets. They can't just blaze away.
Lonergan just tried to hack it out of Blackberry, just tried to hack it out of mid-air. But the umpire said it was a shallow throw-in.
Of all people, Sam Lonergan's in the ruck here for Launceston.
So it's interesting. Tap came down into the hands of Campbell, who tried to move things forward. The bouncing ball was gathered by O'Donoghue. Back to Smith, who's having a tackle.
Look
Here
out.
go Hobart City Demons. They've done this all afternoon and they're going to do it again. And the player gets behind the ball, and it's Williamson once more.
No, I didn't see what happened. It was Jake Smith that got held up in the tackle, and he was the loose player.
To be honest, Smith has himself to blame there. Just took one on when he didn't need to, Brownie, and sold the Blues into a bit of trouble. And when you give Willis a sniff around that area, he makes you pay because his foot skills are cutting. And he found Williamson, who puts it through. So another one for the D's, and they stood further ahead here at North Hobart Oval.
And they just keep doing it time and time again. And it's Williamson, and if it's not Williamson, it's Willis. And this time it was Williamson who goes back and kicks his fourth for the afternoon. It's becoming a real problem for Launceston.
W's are nice, working very nicely, and leading the D's on the way to a W, I think, the way it's tracking.
Well, they'll have that in their sights because they kicked the first two of this third term, extend the lead to 19. Very handy. It's a definitive tap from O'Donoghue, but it's only as far as Matthews, who gets the footy moving forward. Williams meets it for the Blues. Little handball to O'Donoghue, who doesn't really have a look, just pumps it inside 50. Demons fly from behind and able to take the mark. Shoveled out now to Harris, who finds something inside 50. Double fisted from behind. A little bit of candy from Kelly Mansell, gets a ball moving forward. Launceston players have the advantage. They'll track it to the boundary. Flying shot on goal isn't bad from Power Freeman across the face though, as Hobart City just fight to keep it alive, and they do so. And what the boundary maybe, and they get it. Kelly Mansell just went into the ribs of Azzopardi.
It was interesting from Azzopardi. He opted to try and go for the mark rather than fish it through, and very nearly was left a little embarrassed in that one. The ball comes in, Lonergan again contesting. He wins the tap somehow. Bizarre. Roll it out, Hobart City. Campbell tries to beat one, gets hands out, and he'll roll over and out for another throw. So, not sure too many people would have picked the ruck contest of Sam Lonergan up against who we got here for Johnston.
It's interesting because Donoghue is on the ground. He's just sitting behind the ball though.
Downey this time rather. He wins the tap. Down looking for Shepherd. It's Black Blackberry, who extracts it with his handball. As to no one in particular, he's out of play.
Launceston have only managed 5 goals at this stage in the game. We're early in the third term. They're 5-8-38. Hobart City 9-3-57 made the better of their opportunities. Ball comes in, on one tap against all odds, goes back out of bounds. Ball is locked in this left forward pocket for the Blues.
Brady, what do you think their thinking is with putting O'Donoghue behind the ball like they are at the moment and opting to just go short?
Yeah, interesting, because it's not so much the long kick that's hurt them, going inside 50 for Launceston when they're trying to defend that Hobart City breakaway kick. I noticed Charlie White's playing a little bit behind the footy as well.
Ball knocked through for a minor score. So this is what we're talking about. Hobart City able to absorb the pressure and then kick along out of the fence as they have here. If they can find a target in Williamson, we've got the fly in the back, picked up by Williams though for the Blues. Kick around the corner wasn't good. Went out of bounds on the floor. And Hobart City will have a chance to just reset and resume. Stabbing ball inside is good.
Good player, Campbell, boys. He's had a really good 30 or 40 minutes here.
Works hard, Campbell. Kicks effective. Richter got it over the top. Looked like Grant, who tried to just hack it forward, but his soccer skills weren't up to scratch because the ball was trickled out of bounds directly in front of the broadcast commentary tower here at North Hobart Oval. You see Harris come to the bench. Rundle is going to go back to half-back.
Bev show fame, throwing that one in.
We love the Bev.
Gets it down, Blackberry. Manuel, let it spill, and it might be costly as it's gathered by Caswell.
So a free kick.
It'll be a free kick to that man, Caswell. Held on to a bit too long there, Brownie.
Yeah, I didn't see it, Damo. I looked up field, but a whole lot of this Hobart City team, sons of guns, a lot of these boys. When you see Cole Caswell, his father played some footy at North Hobart in the late 90s.
Caswell, as a law, puts it just a bit too shallow. Didn't go deep enough until the top of the square and was easily collected by Vanderbilt. So a let off there for the Blues.
It's been pretty good, Vanderbilt.
It's been handy. Ball drop is awkward. It comes out, O'Donoghue. He can't gather. It's back with the Blues though, and they should be able to steady the ship here.
I'm not sure if they like the ball with his hands too much about that. You mentioned that he has a really awkward ball drop. It's almost Casbolt-like. As Andy Cole has a flying shot on goal, and don't tell me he's kicked it back with Tom Boyd in the AFL Grand Final, just pounced on a loose ball just inside 50 and just slammed it home. An opportunistic goal from Eddie Cole. Fantastically played, and the Demons get another one here at North Hobart Oval. Extend their lead to 24.
They've got their tails up, boys, and they're going to be hard to stop from here.
Well, my concern would be for Launceston City, a long time since they've scored a goal. I think it would be around about the second or third minute mark of the second quarter, Rowie, because I'm pretty sure we said at the time they kicked 2 in 2 minutes. So they've gone, upwards of close to 45 minutes now without scoring. Now they're going to, they've only kicked 5 goals for the game. We've only got 15 minutes left of the third quarter, so I agree with you, Gilly. Real dangerous signs here for Launceston.
Sonny Whiting had 3 shots in 3 minutes and stayed second term, and only converted one of them. Seem to be paying for it dearly here. Chance to go forward here now. Matthews, he's done all afternoon. Ball's into the hands of Blackberry though. That's a very nice kick out wide to the running Smith. He'll look to find something inboard, but again, chopped off by Azzopardi.
Azzopardi playing the loose and playing effectively. He finds Kilpatrick, who gets straight on the burners. Moves it long, looking for Willis. It bounces out in front of him. He's well gathered and well collected by the Launceston defence, but he fights again. Will come out through O'Donoghue. He gets a handball out, shovels it in. It's Blackberry again. Eddie Cole spins round, gets on the boot, looking for Grant. Williams can only punch, and it's out of play for throw. So yet again, we're seeing those pacey types for Hobart City, just 2-3. If they're able to hit them up, they just cut Launceston to pieces.
They do. They're able to launch from the back of the centre square. They move it so quickly inside forward 50.
Real cause for concern here with Vanderbilt limping off. It's a real shame for the Blues. The ball comes in. Lonigan, who shovels out a handball. Ryan Matthews buckles in. Can't gather. They're out here, Launceston through Caffreyman. Good contest again, Walker and Campbell. He's down with Millhouse.
Danforth looks to be in real strife here, boys. He's in the hands of trainers, making his way extremely gingerly to the boundary, and that's not what Launceston want to lose a key defender, especially at this stage of the game.
Donahue again with a tap, but again Ryan Matthews reads it better than anyone else.
I'm just wondering whether it's worth throwing Sam Rundle deep into the goal square. Boys, he can go forward. He was a goal kicker at junior level. Maybe even throw Blackberry up there just for 5 minutes, just to change the dynamics a little bit, because nothing's working for them up forward. Jake Smith had an opportunity before Gilly, but it was just a really disappointing kick inside the 50.
Sammy Whiting's influence seems to be well and truly curbed at the moment, so they might need to try something, because we have spoken about him being a bit of a one-trick pony at times this year as Hobart City look to move the footy forward once more. He's chopped off by Joyce, he goes back to Williams, goes one way then the other, short ball is on, it's he headed in the centre square, North Hobart Oval, goes to half forward, ready for Rower.
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
You should just see what the call is there, whether it's tunnelling or what exactly. Kelly Manson sees in a bit of trouble.
He's holding his wrist, or his... Yeah, it looks like his wrist, is it?
I don't know how he plans to kick this one, boys.
Well, he's holding his wrist and he's adamant on taking the kick.
The left footer.
Called on, play on, and he did not see Williamson out his rear vision mirror. Very lucky here, Williams mops up, the kicking board isn't good.
Oh, great smother.
Tried to, but they're away here again, the Demons. They got numbers too.
Oh.
Was dropped there, everyone off the ground.
There's Williamson again, Rowie, and he really should have gathered that one. It would have been another goal for Hobart City, I think, so let off for the Blues, but just struggling to stifle the Demons' quick ball movement as it comes out of the fence through right. It looks long down the line. It's nicely gathered there by Smith. Then finds Williams. Williams down the line. He miscues that one. Straight out of play out from the hoop. So he's walking to bring it back in for the D. It's nudges down the line. Finds Cole. Pretty good, I reckon, in this game in particular. Looks inside.
Good kick.
He's sure of his kicking skills, and he needed to be. He finds Campbell, who goes for Williams. Williams long. Looking out there for Willis, he overruns it. He should be able to track it down here through Benellen. Gets it moving down the line, and it's just too hot for Williams to handle and out for a throw. So the Blues with a heap of work to do here at North Hobart Oval. The Demons lead them 10-4, 64 to 5-9, 39.
So ball to come in, right half forward for the Demons. Donahue on the tap. Down to a teammate. Just nudge the ball forward. No one in particular is Hobart City worked hard to try and win it. Goes out of bounds once more on the other side.
Eddie Cole off to the bench for a well-deserved break. I reckon
Been big this quarter.
one of the players of the quarter, no question.
So Donahue to contest the ruck with Charlie White. All afternoon. Tap over the bat. Matthews tracks it, works it inside, managed to get a handball to Rick Day, who's pushed up his kick line, he's going to get shoved out. Free. There's Shepherd, put it up. The teammate, kick into Charlie White. Ball just bobbles around and goes out of bounds once more. So this is where you feel a goal either way will have real consequences for this match.
Great call, Rowie, particularly if it's Hobart City, and all of a sudden it becomes a 5-goal ball game.
Beautiful tap work from the straight to the hand of Monaghan, but he was claimed by Matthews in a fantastic tackle. Tried to get free. Matthews was too strong. He's been enormous today. He'll take the kick. No doubt we're looking for Williamson or Willis direction.
Ball kick. That's the one where they look like defending okay at Launceston City. When they've got the time, there's a slow build-up. They've got their numbers back. They've been to be able to defend that one for most of the game.
Powerfulman has it at half back. Just ties himself in a knot. We'll get out here. It's Denellan.
Interesting player, Denellan, boys. He played Mariners last year. Had a bad knee injury. And he's one of the guys that they did have high hopes for at under 18 level. So he's just working his way back into some footy.
Charlie White floats in from the back and takes a very, very nice grab and miss. His kick wasn't up to scratch though. It was snubbed immediately. Here's Lonergan working through O'Donoghue, trying to move something forward. Round the hands of Lonergan again. Little dabbing ball inside 50. Whiting will track it. Williams is there though. Sings it out of bounds.
To me, that was the difference in the two teams. That very play there, boys. The positioning of Huey Williams was terrific for that. Fast ball movement that Launceston got inside the 50, but he held his starting position, was able to get across, give some support for his teammates, so Whiting couldn't get it out the back. Launceston have been unable to do that all afternoon.
Nunn goes up, gets a palm on it, comes down for Corey Shepherd, he spins, but he's tackled. Out it goes through Wisniewski, and it bounces out of play, so it'll be rinse and repeat. The D's are well and truly in control here at North Hobart Oval. Had all the answers after a sharp start from the Blues. Kelly Mansell in particular wasn't by heat, has well and truly gone out of the game, hasn't he, Blues? This one's tossed in. Test for it. Swatted the weight of the D's through Johnston. Gathered again, Maple gets it down. It's won by Rundle. He goes back to some runners and Smith. And then it's turned out onto the broadcast wing, just bouncing away from Blaisley. Now for a throw.
Nathan O'Donoghue's down in front of us, boys. Just watching him there with Chris Hills, he looks sore to me. So.
They want to throw him behind the ball to get him out of the rough and tumble of the rough contest, which has left them short in all ways they won. You see the ball thrown in here. Top. And just get forward. Defensive take it back. So,
look, credit where it's due, because I think after that initial onslaught from Kelly Mansell, he's fought back really well.
Smith was over the back and take the mark. The Amber always missed its target. The dribbles out of bounds and played interchange benches.
You've got to say, tactically, Kane Rickety staff have got a pretty well bang on today. Brownie, especially when they were testing with Kelly Mansell earlier. The stop with him was thrown in, none, the hit out. Not a overly convincing one. But it's the Demons that emerge with it. There's Willis who looks to race onto it. He's bumped out of it. Should be able to get out of trouble. You know, they got themselves into more trouble with Smith, who handballed it right back into the middle. Maple with a bump and a gather, but unfortunately not legally, says the umpire.
I almost think the umpire reacted to the way the Launceston player stayed down, and he had a good look at that. It was a late call, and I'm not sure who it is. Rowie? Boyce, is it?
Just very gingerly. Still inside the Vanderbilt's back on the ground. It's good news for the Blues. Boyce. Brownie might have just suggested he staged that a little bit, but he's
apologies to his family or wife or anybody else that he's connected to.
He's won the free kick, and the Boyce wants to open the ground.
I just can't see Launceston getting back into this game, boys. I just can't see where the goals are going to come from. They have pushed Rundle forward, which is a different mix for them up there, but it's just been the ball movement that's really hurt them this afternoon, both offensively and when they've had to defend.
Essentially doubled their score here. Now, City scoring, they've only kicked 5 goals in the game.
It's tough going to see them kicking 5 in short succession without Hobart City firing a shot. Niggle there. Look, a bit of fire in this one.
So I reckon when this one this seems to win the day. Get a kick out. Met with a fist.
The teams sneak up on us sometimes, boys. North Launceston, the years that they won the grand final, all of a sudden they got very quickly 50 or 60 games into a lot of players, and had some real senior experience going forward. And Hobart City now starting to get a lot of these guys now that have played 3 or 4 seasons at TSL footy, and you can start to see the progress in some of these players. You know, people like Campbell, Cole starting to play some consistent footy. Grant's been around a while now. Williamson, these sorts of players, and they've just got a look of maturity about them for me today.
It's superb, you've got to say. Johnston can't get a hand on this one. First out to Launceston. Timely little fist from Blackberry. Will be able to gather and have a look at goal. He eyes it nicely and threads the needle, and that's the one the Blues were after. Is that the lifeline to get them back in the game? Still a lot of work to do, but nicely done by Jay Blackberry.
Well, look, he probably needs to go push forward, and looks like they're not getting anything from the forward line itself. So maybe it does have to come from the midfield row. And Jay Blackberry, when he's got time and space like that, that was the first time we've been able to see him obviously run on and swing on his left foot. The cousin of Jade Elmer, who was a great footballer for South Launceston in the 90s and the early statewide league days. So, look, that was an all-important goal. And in fairness, all of a sudden, it's only 19 points. If they can get the next one, it's game on.
Jagged goal, and he's back to 19 points.
Oh.
That was a heavy hit between Savage and Cole has stayed down. Just emerging very slowly, though. Hobart City look to get the ball forward. Big good, just shakes off a tackle. High ball inside 50, get underneath that, he says. Vandervelde attempts over to bounce off his chest. Handball came out, and they'll clear only as far as the Hobart City player who dropped the mark, and he'll send it straight back the other way. He's going to get underneath it, but guess who it is? Shawnee Willis takes another mark inside 50, and the Blues coaching staff.
Where was the defence?
It's definitely a tactic, because Hugh Williams early on in this quarter just threw it forward, and it was almost a blind kick. But it's obviously you know, a rule or whatever the game plan is today to just throw it forward, and they'll back their players to be there for that quick, fast kick.
They're alert to it. This one, not his best, was it?
Send it on its way. It would have been a perfect reply to Blackberry's goal. Switches on across the ground. It's Vandervelde out there. See what he does here. There we go. Straight up the line. Exactly that. It's a high ball at half back. Plays through. That's the player that might have been covered underneath it. It was Maple.
He's lifted in this quarter, Maple.
He's gone for his marks. Won a free kick, so Coach Payne Richter will be happy. Logs up, goes long and strong inside 50. Chance even the Demons double fist it. From behind. Savage.
Shouldn't be a long quarter here, Gilly. Only 4 goals scored, I think, in the third quarter here. So this might be the last opportunity for Hobart City, this stoppage.
Nice play of the day. Can they put a nail in the coffin? It comes in. It's Maple, who tries to gather, trickles away. Willis tries an ambitious effort, and proved to be so as it went through from behind. So you wouldn't think there's too much to go in this third quarter.
21 points, the margin. Launceston get things going out of defence. Smith has it. Thought about going. Williamson is diligent on the mark. Said no. Go back and take the kick, and that's what he does. Kicks the centre wing. This came from behind from Williams. Michael's advantage. He gave away the free kick. Launceston a chance here through Hodge, and that's unlucky for the Blues. Hobart City saved by the bell, quite literally. What a quarter, boys. The Hobart City Demons take a 21-point lead into the final term, extending their lead from 3 quarters from half-time. We have a game on our hands, but it must be said, Demons, there's the lose.
21-point lead, as valuable as it gets in the conditions. Cold, not too much rainfall. But the Demons were simply sumptuous in that third term, no question about it. They're fast-moving football. It's a joy to watch when they get it going, Brownie. And
look, it's all the challenges ahead for Sam Lonigan, now Chris Hills, the coaching staff. They're spending a lot of time as we speak, Damo, having a look at that board and structuring up how they're going to be in this last 30 minutes. So look, they're going to have to score 4 or 5 goals in the last quarter. Probably hard to see that happening, the way they've only kicked 6 in 3 quarters. But maybe that last goal from Jay Blackerby just gives them some hint of optimism going into the final quarter. But Hobart City, you called it, Gilly. I've just been really pleased and with their organisation. They just seem to be really well set up behind the footy. They reacted really quickly in the first 10 minutes of the first quarter. They were able to stem the flow early in the second quarter when it looked like the game was getting away from them. We only had the game on their terms. So look, if they can kick 1 or 2, it'll make it really, really difficult for Launceston.
Minutes to get the first goal of this one. Almost the back row.
I think it'd be lights out, to be honest. I think Hobart City Demons are going to run away with a big win here.
Singles to Hugh Williams, Eddie Cole, Blake Grant, Sean Lewis, Jesse Maple and Carl Wisniewski. For Launceston, Rowan Kelly Mansell has 2 goals. Singles to Jack Nunn, Chris Savage, Jay Blackberry and Sonny Whiting. Giving you a couple of progress scores. Firstly, in the PSL, there's the third quarter progress scores. We have Glenorchy 6-8-44, trail Lauderdale 7-6-48. And also another third quarter progress score. The Tigers 5-4-34, trail North Launceston by 1 behind. They're 4-11-35.
Particularly like the efforts of Eddie Cole.
In the AFL, there's just the one game going on at the moment, the 7-minute mark of the last quarter. And on the Ronald Young and Co. Fielders scoreboard in Sydney, 14-8-92, Lindsay Fielder 8-6-54.
Did.
I think there's plenty for Kane Richter and his coaching staff to be happy about, no question about it. Tough to see them getting run over from here.
I didn't see Kane Richter come on at all in that third quarter. I'm not sure whether you guys called him or not, but I certainly he certainly sent some time off, just structuring things up for his team, and maybe he just wanted to have a look at it. And maybe they were 1-12 heavy going into that third quarter. They were happy to have a small forward line. We've seen that. That's their go. They play to their strengths, don't they? And full credit to Josh Williamson, because I've watched him a little bit off the footy. In the old days, boys, we would have called it cheating and sucking out the back, but he's just so smart. He knows exactly the time he's run. He knows when to push forward, when to find the space, when his teammates are going to get it. So he's a very smart footballer, and really, in a reasonably low-scoring game, he's just about been the difference for mine.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I reckon he's been superb, and I reckon Willis not far behind him as well. I reckon he's just got some smarts about him in that forward 50, and you're going to do damage to teams if they don't work out how to stop it, because if they get it moving quick, slow the hand, they get it moving over the top, there's very little chance to stop them, particularly Williams. You're right, the smart. He knows where to be and how to do it.
And you mentioned Eddie Cole. I mean, he's obviously had a really strong pre-season. I watched a couple of the games of Hobart City before the season proper started, and he's really stepped up in the midfield. A lot of responsibility for a young player who hasn't played a lot of footy at senior level. And you mentioned Campbell too. He works really hard as a defensive midfield. He's prepared to push back inside deep in the D50 and work his way through that. So it's great that a guy like Ryan Matthews has got some support. You know exactly what you're going to get from Ryan Matthews. His output doesn't really change too much. He's about an 8 or 9 out of 10 every time he runs out on the footy field. But it's great that he's got some support in the midfield. So look, if Launceston are going to get back into this, as we said a few times, I think they need a lift from that midfield in terms of Blackberry can get his hands on the footy, Lonergan, these sorts of players, Rundle, who's probably spent a little bit of time forward. I think they need a lift out of Jordan Harris, boys, an experienced player. Boyce we saw went off injured. Whiting's probably got to step up for them as well. Not sure how O'Donoghue's travelling at the moment. Jake Smith, they've been really happy to have him as the defensive player off half back. I'm not sure where he's going to line up in the last quarter here though, boys, but really interesting. Maybe it's worth pushing him up to a wing, just seeing if you can have a different dynamic there. It probably hasn't worked for them completely today with that space that they've been caught out the back. So it's all set up for a really thrilling last quarter, boys.
They've got to spin the magnets a bit, I think, here, Launceston, and try a few new things, because it didn't work for them in that third quarter. It's going to be fascinating whether they think back to the D's
The D's will hold on here as we just see the lights flicker on here. Coming on.
Weren't keen to put them on, Rowie. They probably saved a little bit by just What's the hold up here, Rowie? You've heard the siren. Umpire's not happy about something now. This looks like the goal umpire shutting the gate. I can't say I've seen that before.
Goal umpire is so we're away. Fourth term here at North Hobart Oval. Donahue and White won it out by a handball. Cole, as we mentioned, was working hard, couldn't quietly respond. City trying it. Merged. So they're away here. They'll make their first forward entry. Bouncing ball towards the boundary line.
That's really interesting, Ro. We just said, what would they do something different to start the last quarter? And they have thrown Jake Smith forward. Looks like Sonny Whiting was in that spot about 30 metres out from goal. That was the starting position, and also Rundle was deep. So interesting change of tactics. I like the move.
Bit of a change up for the Blues. Will it change their scoreboard fortunes? Comes in. I'm going to be throwing him once again. The old man Bev out there. Come on, mate.
Bit shallow.
Bit shallow from the Bev man. Throw it in. We've got battling away in the rock here.
It's better. Oh, it's a throw.
Right, look down the throw here.
I reckon it's going to go to Jake Smith. Or is it Sammy Lonigan? He's moving back like he wants to take the kick.
Regardless of who it is a Launceston player, and Smith's going to take the footy.
Don't want to put the mock on him, boys, but if there's one knock on his game, Jake Smith is a terrific run and carry player, but he can be a bit erratic by foot.
So Jake Smith, this is a pivotal kick. First goal on the turn. Really light a fire under his side. He's put it through the big sticks, and Jake Smith gets things cooking for Launceston in this final turn.
Fascinating.
Much needed goal. And that makes things really, really interesting. So it's a 15-point margin.
Well, they've kicked the last two now, and it's been on the back of a couple of senior players in Smith and Blackberry who've kicked the last two goals for them.
Ball up, run by O'Donoghue. Eddie Cole who bustles in, gets a hand going. Demons, Wayne, it's Willis. He finds Grant, he can't take it on his chest. He's got wheels on his side though, and he looks to use them. Retreats a little.
He's here,
find Cowie on the boot to the top of the square. It's over the back. The line will beat everyone out through, for a minus score.
They're super quick though, aren't they? Willis and young Blake Grant are both under pressure there, but just their ability to have some lateral movement and agility gave them a bit of time and space.
Quick look around the grounds, boys. Clarence were able to wrestle back the lead from Bernie and run out winners 9-12, 60-69, 7-37. A bit of a scare at West Park in the rain. Interesting clash at UTAS Stadium between Launceston and Tigers. Tigers holding on after half time. They 6-41, trailing by 4. It's North Launceston with 5-15, 45.
Blake Grant gets the handball out to Kilpatrick, and it's Williamson. And they respond to these. Williamson with another.
Great call, Gilly. Grant was super with his hands there, wasn't he? And on the back, a good tackle by young O'Neill there, young Mitchell O'Neill, but I think you called it. Grant, slick hands to Kilpatrick, on to Williamson, and away they go. A badly needed goal for Hobart City.
My calculations are correct, boys. That's Williamson's big goal in this match. He has absolutely torched Launceston. Able to get in behind the defence, as we've spoken about so often this afternoon, and he's done so again. All his goals have probably been 15 metres out or less. Things resume in the middle of the ground. O'Donoghue won it down only as far as Matthews, who got a clearing ball forward. Led beautifully by Willis, who's fed off a handball to Cole. Those names combining once more.
Courage.
Chance here by Hobart City, but it's mopped up by Says Stone, we can clear a ball for Alex Wright. He kicked the cross goal, it wasn't great. Williams was gagged out of the footy, and Williamson again claimed him with a big tackle. Ball spills free, umpire lets it go. Comes out an offensive 50. Will Campbell, little ball around the corner, couldn't hit a target. Launceston under the pump here. Blue was dumped off it. Richter in there working hard. Monaghan trying to feed out a handball. Hold on hands and knees. What can he produce? Tries to shovel it out. He's playing with a tackle. Monaghan got him. He tried to take Monaghan on there. Monaghan was too strong.
Rowie, you called it a big tackle there from Williamson, and which it was, and that was a part of his game that probably wasn't a feature last year. So certainly not one of the key components of his game, but he's definitely improved that side, and that would really please Kane Richter just about as much as the 5 goals today. It was a terrific tackle.
Smith has it now, right half back. Launceston looks towards the middle of the ground. Beautifully up the hands. O'Donoghue's kick was snuggled. Gathered now by Hobart City, and now Campbell has it on the outside. Time to just assess things up forward. Touches the ball on the deck and just kicks inside 50. Did he find a target? No. Willis was there. And this goes out of bounds. On the full. Launceston under the pump. There's the short ball to Savage. Magic looking kick back. So just conceal a little bit of ground. It's like Williams at this point. Receives the footy. Push through. A little push. Didn't quite get him off balance. And that's right again.
Blackley on the ball out there on the far side. Blackley gets it moving, a long and high kick. It's met nicely, I think it's by Maple out there. They battle away, extracted by Monaghan, unfashionable, very unfashionable to the umpire. The throw.
They pick those throws up a lot better than they used to, the umpires. They're right onto that, aren't they now? I must admit, boys, I think it's been very well umpired today too.
Yeah, okay. Maple takes his kick. Goes long, looking over the back, and it's Richter with a big time clunk. And the coach will go back and have a look at goal to extend the Demons' lead. No, he won't. Takes it quickly, puts it into the middle, and it's Willis. Willis, the mark out in front. He's done it too often today, to be honest. He'll go back and line up and look to put through the D's 12th. They look to almost put the game to bed. So, Johnny Willis.
I think he's only kicked the 1 goal, boys, but he's played better than that, hasn't he?
Kicks it nicely off the boot and straight through the diddle, and it's party time for the D's. They will not lose this one. In control here at North Hobart Oval.
Big result unfolding here. Launceston, if there's any chance to claw back, will need to do something drastically different, because what they've tried all afternoon hasn't worked for them. And again, Sean Willis combining with his coach Kane Richter, who was really smart there, boys. He didn't turn his back and up to have the shot. He turned straight around and saw a lead Willis and hit him. So things back in the middle. Monaghan just evaded a tackler, managed to get a ball forward. Blues trying to work it. Here's Kelly Mansell trying to just get things forward. And Whitey will get out the back. And that's a taste of the own medicine for Hobart City. And Whiting just maybe reignites the flame here.
Got a bit of space on Hugh Williams there, and Williams just read the bounce of the ball wrong, and an easy goal for Sonny Whiting. He laps those ones up. But we saw there Kelly Mansell with a rare touch. And again, it just shows if they do feed him, he's creative, but they've done well to shut him down. I think both Williams have done well on the respective danger men for the Blues, no question about it. So we're back in the middle here with Donahue and Johnston once more. Donahue down to Hagen, down the best, no question about it. Out through Harris, a long ball into the 50. It's juggled from Millhouse, but they'll escape with a big tumbling punt from as a party. Out through right on the wing. It's congested. Matthews with a handball, right back the other way, trying to get it moving the Blues' way. Fists everywhere, but it comes out the back. Socket off the deck by Smith. And a kick out of bounds, out for a throw.
Launceston can have a goal here. Just make things a little bit interesting. Need to be here, need quick ones. So, ball comes in. None. Double tapper. Smith receives the handball. Throw in. Desperate need of goals here. Launceston. Only chance to win this game. Really need one here. It's locked inside their 450. Can the Blues take their chances? The Blues unlikely win here. Matthews on hands and knees was taken by Royce.
Real let off there. Real let off for the Daisies. Matthews gets it out of 50. It's swung away. Grant takes it and makes the running. Goes along looking for Willis. This one's better work by Williams to I tell you what though, if they can get the ball going their own way, here Hobart City Demons, Williamson has a paddock. Big good goes long. The numbers have piled back, but Williamson still goes out. Almost gathers as Willis with a bouncing ball. Wrong side of the post.
Just watch that unfold there, and I tapped around him on the shoulder and said, look how much room Williamson had. He had half the ground, and that's what he's been doing all day. Launceston just failed to stop it. So, Launceston, clear defensive 50, go out wide in the O'Donoghue direction. Hasn't been great today, O'Donoghue. Should be said, he couldn't take the moment on that occasion. Alfred has the ball, and he's just slung out of bounds.
One thing we probably haven't mentioned enough is the absence of Hamish Lee.
True.
Had a big impact on this game.
It's played a big part. O'Donoghue's had to run just about all day. It's warming down the veteran. Hobart City make another 4-8-4. It's a long ball inside. Savage couldn't take the mark. Claimed in a tackle, we'll have the ball up.
Great call, Gary, because I think Sonny Whiting would love having O'Donoghue down there. It certainly allows him a bit more room to manoeuvre, and having that tall target allows him to, I guess, crumb some goals, etc., not necessarily be that leading target. So you're right, that's been a crucial out for Launceston today.
His fair share of taps. Work things out again. He's powerful. Up to one of them. Got a chance here. Put the middle of the ground, but he just didn't see a player out the rear vision mirror. And the turn on was caused as Hobart City looked to go forward again. Here he is, Williamson, a little dab inside 50, finds his way with Willis.
They combined beautifully, those two. I watched them last year. I mentioned in the last game of the season against Lauderdale, 10 goals between them, but they instinctively, almost like their brothers, they know where each player is at that particular point in time. Beautifully weighted kick too by Williamson. He is not without a chance, Willis. I've seen him kick goals from here.
So, forming a fantastic 1-2 punch, two W's, Williamson and Willis. Willis sends the ball on its way, but it's across the face, might take on the line almost. Just staying bounds at the moment. Throwing up meters away from that City goal.
13 minutes gone, Rowie. Launceston have to take a punt. They have to be bold and brave with the footy now. Run it through the middle, whether it's by hand, quick, fast ball movement, because they've got to kick 4 or 5 goals to win this game.
Couldn't agree more, Brownie. Ball will come in again, deep in attack for the D's. Another one would well and truly be lights out, you think. Rooney, O'Donoghue gets 2 hands to it. One out the back is with Matthews. He looks to snap, doesn't get enough on it. It's still there as the Demons' numbers charge towards it. Hands out Willis from an impossible angle. Just tumbles it back into the right forward pocket. Line beats everyone out for another try.
Sign of maturity for Hobart City do in this game, boys, because it was a terrific win last week. But often you see with the young team, there's just a mental letdown, and for whatever reason they don't back up the following week. So I think Kane Richter and the boys at Hobart City on the coaching panel will be wrapped if they can get the 4 points.
23 points to the good for Demons here. It's inside their 450. Playing the season out of bounds. Another throw in. Right, Brownie. The Launceston Footy Club will need to really pile on the goals here. 14 minutes deep. Something recently. A chance to go forward, scrambling forward inside 50. Almost the player just whacks it. It's only as far as White, chops off. One player wide. There's Newski. Little ball inside 50, wasn't a bad one. Numbers on the boat, but enough to affect the kick. Hobart City. Player there.
Oh.
Stripped the footy. Like I said, it was high ball.
Ro, if you look down the field now, Hobart City just looks so more organised. As a party, he's set up well behind the play for this deep kick. If it does come forward, it'll probably come straight to him. That's just been the difference for mine today.
Have their game plan in place for the open wing, they've stuck to it. Goals are plenty. There's none. Looks to get something going for Launceston.
There it is.
And as a party, he's been good in the second half. Comes across with a double fist. Smith tried to keep it in around the corner. Another man throwing. Launceston scored half. Want to do something here. Must be said, this looks a little bit out of reach. Blues. So, ball comes in. White. Way too easily. Just tapped it down to Matthews. He kicked it forward. Vanderbilt went back and couldn't take the mark. It's a nice speed. Shoot! Launceston player.
He didn't take that one, there's no question about it. Gets it moving out to the front wing. Needs to get it moving. Time is of the essence. Runs an ally in none. He's blocked and it's out for a throw. So Hobart City Demons all on top here at North Hobart over 880 lead. The Launceston Blues 8-9-57. Plenty of work to do in the final stage of this game. To stage a miraculous comeback. O'Donoghue nudges it down. It's one Wellens with Kilpatrick. On the line, he gets it moving. They misjudged it in the air and might just let him Willis. He battles with Vanderbilt into his back. It's a nice pickup. Very nice. Willis gets it moving down the line for the Blues. The bike. Looking down there for Savage, can't find him. O'Donoghue. The ball. Charlie White steals for the D's to Campbell. And here is Blake Grant. Blake Grant on the outer side. Moves it forward. Finds Williamson. He's got pace. Helps to use his long-ranking boot. And it's letting down straight into the hands of Blaisley.
He had a runner in Williams there. He probably needed to use that because he just blazed away a little bit on that occasion, Williamson. Hard to be critical of his game today, though. Love the work of the positioning of Charlie White, boys, in that loose man in defence. He's had a terrific second half of mine. Just the way he's positioned his body to be in the right spot at the right time, and he's been pretty calm with ball in hand.
Hodge had the true second half back. Shepherd. Got things moving on to Harris. So we haven't almost this afternoon. The kick was not good. It found Williams.
It's going to go down the line.
Sammy Caswood has been pretty handy today. Pockets, thanks, Gilly. On hands and legs. Working hard, man. Better colours by Shepherd. Red lights his deep to me. Directly in front of the interchange benches as time gets away from Launceston here. O'Donoghue with another hit out. Matthews, Harris fighting hard. Back footy. In front of Williams. Couple of Blues.
Good call, Gilly. He has.
But yeah, Callum Kilpatrick to me, I've seen him a few times this year, and he's impressed me every time I watch him. He's frame, but he's
Launceston's Kilpatrick, very good this afternoon. What he just got some down with Donahue, who's battled hard in the ruck, but really hasn't had his best in the game, although in trying circumstances to lead him out. Gets rid of him, has the tap over the back. For a teammate. England hands him these. Matthews is there, goes to the footy, rides a tackle, and slung by Lonergan. Viciousness in that. Comes down to Blackberry, tries to get a ball forward. Trapped. He's Whiting. Turns around. Off to his left foot. Off his right, to his left. Centering footy. Shallow entry. Players with flight. This Kane. Let's see. Shepherd, no one in particular. Support. Harper again. Melon all over the top to Logan. 1-2, gets it back. He gets into his left hand and gets it inside 50. Matthews there. That's kicking his leg.
Ryan Matthews has just set himself up a little bit further behind the footy boys for that quick. It just makes it a congested forward line for Launceston with Hobart City to get numbers back. I just can't see them getting back into this one at all. This one's over for mine, boys.
Quality lights out here. Shepherd's on the handball up. Throwing. So a lot of stoppages this quarter, boys.
What does this win do for the D's, do you think, Brownie?
Well, I think it gives them a great deal of confidence going into the next few weeks and for the rest of this season. I was going to say, Gilly, we saw them in round 1 against Glenorchy, as the ball's going to be out in the 4, but they looked a mile off it. Now, I'm not sure the personnel. I don't think Willis was playing at that particular point in time. Dell was running around, I think, for Hobart City, so they'll get him back. He's an important player for them. We mentioned a couple of Mariners, Baker, Hutchinson, Norton. They'll all be back into this team, so I really like their chances of playing finals footy this year.
Some of those games, Brownie, makes this win all the more impressive. His Oysters Kilpatrick in his bag, feeds off a handball, and Seston hoping to chop it off. Blackwood's worked really hard today. Being one of his best, just in everything.
I think the concern for Lonnie is that the big names have widely stepped up in midfield, in Donegan and Blackberry, but there just hasn't been enough contributors today. He pops up and plays and he turns and uses it nicely, finds Grant and gathers on his chest. And good play, Grant. Gets it off the left peg and nice booming ball into the 50 over the back. It couldn't be good. He couldn't gather Williamson, but he was there lurking. It's a tackle and a good one from Bigwood. Runs him up to get ball up.
I think the theory is reigning true. Shut down Sonny White a long way.
He looked red hot, but they did well just to cut it off before they got away from it. And obviously, the centre of the few things that they've nailed their tactics, no question about it.
You've said it a few times tonight, both of you boys there, with the leader being out. Also, in fairness to Launceston, Tyrrell and Hines, they've been the best 22 running around with the Mariners against South Australia earlier today. So, look, they'll just be disappointed with their lack of pace, I would have thought, today. Some line breakers they would have liked. So, look, they'll probably be better with 2 or 3 of those boys coming back into the team.
Chase Jones as well, who's a very, very good young player. Seston just trying to delay the end of the year. Nice plucked that pretty quick.
Yeah, you mentioned Chase Jones. He's a beauty. Let's hope that he can get back and play some footy in the second half of the year.
Lee Mansell on the boot. He's been out of the game in the second half, no question about it. He goes along. Maybe nudged under. Breaking out anyway. The Demons just work it nicely into their back pocket. Down the line will be gathered there by O'Donoghue. Hands forward. Tripping goes out. It's gathered back by the D's. Cole finds Williams.
Here we go.
Fast footy. It's Willis. He's out the back again. One of the W's. Richter points goal, and that's where he heads. Puts it through the middle. Celebrates with the crowd. And it's 4 points. Staying here in North Hobart Oval. They are well on top. And what a game it's been by the Hobart City Demons.
Well, that's 8 goals between them, the two W's. We've mentioned a few times. They've just had far too much latitude and space to run into an open forward line. They're too dangerous. To me, Launceston have reacted far too slowly. It's been a set play just about all day for Hobart City. Whenever they've had that quick, fast ball movement, Launceston have been exposed, but they've been exposed at least 8 times for 8 goals, and it's been enormously costly. They'll learn a lot on the tape, I would have thought, boys, by going back and seeing how the defensive structures have held up today.
Donahue does battle in the ruck once more, and another clearance for Launceston, but it's going to be futile because Hobart City can chop it off. But Lonergan was brilliant. He spun out of trouble and had a flying shot on goal.
Do you think Rowie Lonergan second half of the year should run into a fair bit of form? Because, you know, those Essendon players, he was one of them, obviously, that hadn't played a lot of footy in the last 12 months. So you think, you know, he's got some upside with footy to come in the second half of the year?
He's looked good today, hasn't he? And he had his best game last week, so I think he's quietly building. I know his speed and softness has been a trouble. Comes in long from O'Donoghue. Kelly Mansell with contest, but Williams has had his number. The latter stages of this game. The other Williams that nudges a dangerous ball.
With the Essendon players coming back, and one of them obviously could go either way. You can either start the season really red hot and then fade away like a fitness, so you can really take your time to work into it. Lonergan for me has been pretty good today. It's a lot of the ball to the bottom of a lot of packs, and that's probably what we've seen. It's an umpire loves a whistle, puts out a free kick, another throw. Big shallow throw-ins today.
I think that one was our man bed. Hold on, I'm watching his work.
Nice taskmaster Gilly. This one looks a little more acceptable. Let's go at it. Launceston some sort of consolation. Shadows.
Interesting, Roy. It's all about the response for mine for Launceston next week after this disappointing performance today, but it's a difficult game for them next week. They do host Glenelg. Last year's premiers is not an easy opposition at any time. Hobart City have the bye, so nice way for them to just get a little mini break on the back of a couple of wins.
Well and truly up, rested. They get players back. So
gets a free kick here to Jay Blackbury. Go back.
No, he won't miss.
Another kick and a slot of goal, you think?
I'm putting it down, Gilly.
Yeah, right it down. So he was
in.
caught behind the tackle there by the defender. So this is mere consolation, as you said, Chloe. No question about it. Last today, he's been one of their better ones. Left shoe, and they look like missing straight through the middle. And that is Launceston's 9. Too many celebrations given the circumstances. So it's 13-8-86, 9 goals, 10-64 here at North Hobart Oval. Just waiting for the siren, really, boys.
22 points to the good Hobart City Demons. This will be a win celebrated very, very enthusiastically, I would have thought. Probably, I'm not sure what the odds were going into this game. It was fairly even, but there's every chance that Launceston will go up there and really send a message. A big win against Tigers. This is prize of pro. Go up around North Hobart Oval. Empire response.
50 it is. Running in the mark, is it?
If Blackbury wins a free kick and kicks a goal, he gives away one here and cancels himself out.
Young semi-casual with it.
Sam Caswell will line up.
It's they're a really interesting side from my Hobart City boys because, you know, we said it before the game started today, they get their goals from small forwards, from fast, quick entries, and it's been the same today. They don't necessarily get it with a small or with a tall target. As Caswell kicks another one.
They're still up and about, aren't they? They're still slamming through goals, and see a big group of Demons get around Sammy Caswell there. They're really enjoying this. They just get the feeling.
As they should, to be honest, right? They should enjoy it.
It's a great win.
They didn't start the season too well, and I, for one, didn't think they'd be in the final frame, but it's funny how quickly opinions can change in football. This has been terrific the last 2 weeks.
This sort of game last year was probably one they would have dropped. It's the team above them on the ladder.
True.
But they look to be an improved side this year, as footy is all wrapped up in the middle of Hobart Oval. So you're just awaiting that final siren now. Down to 28 points.
Really, I don't know whether you can just get up the score from round and round there if you go second.
Working hard to the end. Just gets a kick out. There's Rundle. He's playing with the tackle. He too managed to get a kick out in Williams' direction. Out of the footy. Castle Bones.
Wow! Big time result coming at KG5, boys. Lauderdale, well in control, 13-15 to 7 goals, 9.
That's a big win. Looks to be from the Bombers, 93 to 51. Wow.
Well,
We asked in Glenorchy. That's 3 in a row for the Pies and 3 in a row at home too.
Makes Lonnie's task even harder next week, I'd say.
So they'll face a Glenorchy team scoring the back of 3 home losses. Two rounds to yourselves. Goals. Runs off a couple of tackles and kicked it. Three defensive 50. Underneath it, tracks it successfully. Pops it into the top of the square, looking for a grab. Take it, come off hands there. That score right at the death will make it a 27-point victory to the Hobart City Demons. Famous win here at North Hobart Oval. They're 14-8-92. Launceston will finish up at 9-11-65. Hobart City banked the 4 points. Big result here, boys.
4 points, but pretty much more than that this game. It's a massive one for them. Just a game of drift for Launceston. Puts them right in the finals frame. Hobart City Demons, well, they really impressed me today. They're fast-moving football.
I'm not sure whether
tremendous.
Not sure whether you've got the ladder in front of you, Gilly, but would that mean Hobart City, is that 5 wins for them? 4 or not? I'm not quite. I'm just thinking that through, but off the app that might be, will be now. So would I be right in saying they're ahead of Glenorchy on the ladder? Which
I think there's an error on that. I'll be honest. I'm pretty sure they were. So who have the Hobart City Demons beat? They beat Burnie, they beat Clarence, and now they beat Launceston. I don't think they've had taken points over anyone else today.
Something's wrong with the app. It's let us
down.
But look, we should focus on Hobart City today. What a wonderful performance. 27-point winners. Look, and it was all set up on the back of the 2 smart forwards. Sean Willis with 3 goals, 2 in that last quarter. Josh Williamson was a constant threat, kicked goals in every quarter, including 2 in the second quarter. Ended up with 5. He was terrific today. Ryan Matthews, another wonderful game from him. G works hard in the midfield. Love the work of Eddie Cole, particularly when the game was on the line. Thought he was good performer. I thought Kilpatrick and Campbell both did their jobs. Charlie White, one of the better games I've seen Charlie White play. He's a really emerging player. And I thought down back they had some really good performances too, particularly in shutdown roles. Both the Williams boys on the key targets for Launceston, Kelly Mansell and Whiting, they can be really pleased with their games today as well.
It was a scrappy affair at times, and you think going into this game it was going to be a scrap for Lux and Flanagan and Blackberry would lead Launceston to a win, but it was quite the opposite. The run Hobart City and the players, Williamson, Willis, small mosquito flag borderline, they were able to kick 8 goals between. Blake Grant chipped in, as did Hugh Williams. Wisniewski kicked 1. Jesse Maple kicked 1 off that free kick. And They were just too good on the
Well, final scores was the Hobart City
got
Demons
around the back.
48-92.
They executed their game plan to perfection, and Launceston just did not have
Final
the
goal
answers.
scorers for
Beautiful
you.
Hobart.
Firstly for the Hobart
Did not
City
have the
Demons,
answers at
Josh
all.
Williamson kicked
Before we sign
5.
off, I wouldn't mind a 3-2-1 from you.
Single
Yeah, Brad, if you were given the votes, who would you give them?
Oh, that's look. I'd have to go Williamson in a 14-goal game for him to kick 5. I thought he was terrific today. Just the way he read the play, his ability to bob up when they needed him, dangerous. I thought in terms of a pure half-forward game, I thought as good as you can get. So. Look, I thought he was terrific. He was the best on the ground for mine today. Not sure how you guys saw it. I thought Willis was really good. Love the work of Ryan Matthews. He's a hard player to dislike, the way he goes about the footy. Just know what you get each and every week from him. Charlie White was really important for them down back. And look, Launceston, it just didn't really work for them. I thought Monaghan tried really hard. Blackberry had his moments at different stages. Kelly Anderson then just faded out of the game for them. So they probably didn't get enough out of some of their more senior players today. And they'll look back on this tape and get something out of it, I would have thought. But full credit to Hobart City.
Yeah, they used to put in the paper with the junior footy a good team effort. They couldn't decide who was the best on ground, but I liked Hugh Williams' effort as well. He kicked the goal and also shut down Sonny Whiting, played off Sonny Whiting and made sure that he just didn't get the supply of space that he's so used to having. Ryan Matthews, he was so good through midfield and really played not a lone hand, but it was certainly the number one prime mover for Hobart City. Eddie Cole and Blake Grant were also really good, but yeah, I don't think you can go past Josh Williamson. For the 3 votes today, he kicked 5 goals, he was everywhere, and just played such smart footy, being able to get on the end of the hard work from that midfield group. Sean Mills was really good too. That'd be my handful of best players.
Yeah, it's a tough one to get it down to just 3. They were superb today, the Demons, and they banked 4 vital points in their search of a top 5 spot. Thanks for joining us here on the live stream. We'll be back next week with more TSL action. Hope you've enjoyed it. Bye for now.